Hey everybody, welcome. We are in episode 5 of our Forgotten Realms campaign, Factions of Fate. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Today we are missing Zach. He's out enjoying a day with his family. However,
who does NPCs anyways? I mean, that's just silly. Who would do that?
Who would do that? Yeah. We do have Nate back though. Ooh. And a rumor is that the group probably could use an artificer. So welcome back, Theo.
What'd you guys do?
We'll find out.
I think I broke it.
Please do like this video, as it lets us know you are enjoying what we're doing. If there's something that isn't working for you, please let us know in the comments below. We welcome any and all feedback, good or bad. For example, the dice being captured right there comes from several people asking for it in the Lost Mine game, and we were able to make it work for this one. So we try to listen. Also, please do subscribe if you're able. We're on a mission to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a steep goal for us, but I think it's something we can try to earn. So thank you if you've subscribed, and if not, please hit the button. We appreciate it. There's a link at the top of the
and tell your friends.
Yeah, and tell your friends. There's a link at the top of the description below to skip the review if you'd like. Otherwise, I think we're kind of ready to get started. Anybody else have any business they want to take care of before we get rolling? We good to go? All right. Nate, you've watched the episode and you are ready to go?
Yeah, I have a pretty decent handle on what you guys broke last time.
Nice. Best part of actually recording these episodes is that then I don't get the player coming to the table. Hey, dude, what happened? What's going on? And 37 people telling the same story.
Yeah, fair.
All right, here we go. Previously, our adventurers came together in Tribor hoping for a happy reunion, but were met by a town in crisis. Tribor has been having a crime spree, and the challenger for the upcoming election, Duvessa Shane, is holding incumbent Daratha Strandrels responsible for what is happening. But it turns out that Duvessa, who originally wandered into town over a year ago as a quiet priestess of Kalimdor, has undergone a change of her own. She emerged last month as a confident, outspoken detractor of the Lord Protector and has laid down the gauntlet. Boom. To complicate matters, the Lord Protector revealed that Duvessa was also in communication with an old friend of several of our adventurers, the Kalimdor cleric Finis Temper. Yeah. Finis was part of the legendary Lost Mine of Fendelver campaign that happened 2 years before, but had been absent from any communication since then. Why Duvessa and Finis were in communication is also anyone's guess. However, if you want to guess, you can leave a comment below. Well, I'd love to see what people guess. That's fantastic. Whether Daratha truly sees Duvessa as acting strange or just wants to keep her position for political power, the Lord Protector Chandrel has ordered Eckankar Dune to discredit Miss Shane before the election. Thanks, Zach, for leaving us when it's your mission. Despite being given information that Erlam might know where the cabin is, our adventurers decided to follow their own inner compass into the Barrow Woods, a place the people of Tribor have long known as dangerous. It's said those who go into the Barrow Woods do not return.
We haven't returned yet.
No, you haven't. So 100% right now. Even ogres have more sense than to cross into the borders. But
there's no chance it's because it's just a really nice place to live and everybody moves here and stays here.
Yeah.
Possible.
I want to go on record as to say that I did want to get information before coming.
You did, yes, I agree.
Let's be that down.
Sure.
Yes, you were the smart one.
But common sense rarely comes between an adventurer and their goals. And into the Barrow Woods they went.
There's even a sign.
Yeah.
In the mud.
Upside
down. I can't read.
Yeah. The party soon discovered what makes the Barrow Woods so dangerous. Creatures formed of malevolent shadows, bound together, attacked them, draining their strength to nourish their constant hunger. The party second-guessed their strategy after the fight and attempted to retreat, only to find the path they had taken was no more. They stumbled around the dark until Jaru discovered they were being tricked by some illusion and managed to eventually find the path. But instead of retreating, they pressed on until they found a sanctuary where sunlight broke through the canopy. A field of roses grew, and in the middle was a mysterious mechanism. The strange two-tiered pedestal was covered in ruins and has a metal shaft with a clamp at the end. Eckankar learned one of the ruins was the symbol of Lathander, the Morning Lord. And Hemo learned what happens when you fuck around and find out. Hemo stepped on the pedestal.
Great way to learn things.
The ruins flared, the stone began to vibrate, and masses of shadows attacked from all directions. Now, after resting amongst the roses, we started a new day. We're all healed up and ready to go. So who's going to step on the platform next? We have an artificer back, so maybe they will be the one. We're going to find out. So we are, as you can see on the map, we have at the end of the day, Mike, your little dome is going to dissipate, and you'll have studied your spells and prepared and are ready to move on. What's going on?
Where should I put my token?
Let's put you in next to Jaru, because I'm assuming you would want to be in the tiny hut.
Alrighty.
There you go. Welcome. You have emerged onto the scene.
Can I ask a question about something in the intro?
You can.
How much of Finis's possession by Mashalos got out into public knowledge? Like when we find out she's allied with Finis, like, do people know that Finis was possessed by an evil entity at some point?
Well, my question is this. There's the three of you, and you don't know what Finis has said to anybody, but has any of you spoken about it in the previous game? For those of you who have not seen the Lost Mine of Fenandelver game, Finis at the end was possessed by a evil, or at least well-known, somewhat evil, demon, or a devil, I apologize, a devil, and to finish the end of the adventure. What, have you guys said anything to anybody?
I'm sure the bard ignored the tasty temptation to include being possessed by a demon in his stories of the heroes of Phandelver.
Yeah, devil. I keep forgetting those messed up too, but it was a devil, just to clarify. For those of you who haven't watched it.
A devil, a hunter of demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly one of the brighter points in the story, which he would probably glaze over.
So there's probably your answer then, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he wasn't all bad. He sort of his goals aligned for a little bit with us. So yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
some of us
He was
died
an
down
enemy
there.
of our enemy, I think.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, but we were useful to him at the time.
Right.
If
So
we were,
knowing that, what are you thinking, Hemo? As the dawn arises and you wake. What I would like, actually, before we even get started, I'm going to have Hemo and Theo give me I got to check to see which one it is. A wisdom save, please.
All right.
Wisdom
Also,
save.
I'm tinkering with my armor this morning and switching it back
15.
over to Guardian armor.
Perfect. Theo, why don't you give me...
Got it. I rolled accidentally with disadvantage, but I'll just take the first roll.
Yep, you got a 3. Okay. Okay. 3.
Not a lot of difference there. So.
Not much. No,
Yeah.
I had a 3 and a 1 for anybody not looking at the screen over there.
All right. As you wake this morning, Theo, somewhat appropriate since your character wasn't your player character wasn't here last week. Theo arises, and the rest of you are getting up, and some of you have already premeditated and got your spells back. Theo has been late to wake up. When he does, he feels terrible. You have this headache that's pounding. You almost find it a little bit difficult to breathe. You might be having somewhat of a mild panic attack. You feel a little bit disoriented. There's no mechanical effects for you, Nate, right now, but you are feeling as if you're anxious and you feel uneasy about being in this place.
What's wrong with this place? It feels weird.
The shadows all around are a good place to start. Are you all right?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know yet. The sun is coming up though right now.
The sun is peeking through the one opening that's in the forest ceiling that you can see out. And the rest of the forest is its same dull grayish haze.
You actually see Lear meditating with his staff growing in the roses being held up. He's meditating, changing his spells out in the early morning here.
Perfect.
Yeah, Theo's about to do the same, and then he, like I said, he also just finished his long rest, so he's changing the armor's model out to,
Perfect.
What did I say, Guardian, I think?
Correct. So Theo, not feeling very well this morning. Hemo, you've didn't have to rest per se, but you probably did relax a little bit while everybody else was out. But today you feel like that you haven't had any ill effects from what's happened. What's everyone gonna do?
After relearning my spells or changing out a couple spells, I am going to cast Comprehend Languages.
All right.
And then going to go study the pillar without getting on it.
All right.
Just to see if I can understand any languages.
You do. You notice that this is written in a script called Celestial. And the script on there, aside from having the symbol of Lathander, which is the road leading into the rising sun, the Morning Lord's symbol, you see the script on the actual pedestal says in Celestial, the sun is invincible. All that comes before it is consumed. That's what it says in Celestial.
I'll relate that information to everyone.
I can also read that as I'm looking over your shoulder.
All right. You read Celestial?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
And speak it.
Nice. Sprechen Sie Celestial?
We.
So that's exactly what it says.
I wonder what all means in that sentence. All that comes before it is consumed. We are something that is all.
I was not consumed.
Indeed.
Those shadows seemed to know that they might be.
They didn't seem to want to come near the pedestal. Or this big beam of sunlight, I guess.
Well, let's take a look at it. He gets up.
Perhaps the bard can inspire you to greater heights of knowledge, or perhaps could guide you somehow.
I can reach up and cast guidance.
All right.
Touch your shoulder.
You're going to be. What are you going to do with this new guidance enhancement? And I've yet to hear if Flander wants to burn one of his inspirations.
Yeah, I think the big question is, what does it do, and how can we?
Hemo points up.
How can we control
to
this
the?
thing?
Hemo points up to the claw-like mechanism on top of the high part of the pedestal. And he says, "Here is some guidance for you. That part doesn't turn in multiple directions.
So
something turns, but not that top piece.
So there's
could be the whole thing turns.
You need to make 3 checks. All right.
All right.
And you can tell me where and when you want to use your inspiration or your bardic inspiration.
I will give you bardic inspiration. Yes.
Okay. So, and the order is going to be religion, arcana, and investigation. So you can tell me, and so I want you to make 3 checks: religion, arcana, and an investigation. And then you can tell me before I tell you if to succeed or fail whether you want to use any of those dice.
Can I also aid in the arcana and the investigation?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Does anybody
What do I need to roll?
Does anybody
You
have
don't have to. You just give them advantage on that roll.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
And does anybody have religion as well? Can give me an aid on the religion side. That would do all 3 then.
You just have to be proficient in religion, basically. That's not necessarily always a rule, but it's how I use it for skills. You just got to be proficient to help someone. It doesn't think anybody else is proficient in religion.
Dang it! If we only had a paladin. I also have Flash of Genius. It's a reaction for ability checks and saves, and I'm just double checking if I can use that for myself. I wrote Flask of Genius. That's a whole different.
Flash of Genius? I don't know. You have to check.
You gain the ability to come up with solutions under pressure. When you or another creature you can use within 30 feet, you can see within 30 feet of you, makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your action to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. You can use this number of times equal to your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
And you regain them all when you get a long rest. So I'm full up on those as well.
Okay, and you can use them on yourself. Is that what you determined?
Yep.
Okay.
You or another creature.
We have an Arcana, a Religion, and an Investigation check, and you'll make them in that order.
All right.
You
Well,
have a guidance.
let's try out the Arcana, and let's use.
You don't have to. You can roll and then choose to use it afterwards. But I will tell you
before I do success
before
or
I
not.
tell you if it's succeed or not.
Heard. So I'm doing it at advantage.
Yep, for
And-
Arcana. Use Jaru and you are working together to figure out the arcane nature of this.
Excellent. Well, hit the roll button and let's see where we land on that one. All right, so 15 so far. It's not super great. Let's add the. I think I can use Flash of Genius on any of these. I can stack it with the, for example, the Bardic Inspiration, right?
I don't see why not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a. The
I'll
only
knock off
reason I
one of
wouldn't
mine.
say is that like if it was non, it's a limited resource. So usually I give pretty good advantage for stacking limited resources.
Yeah, exactly. I can only do. So I'll take one of those, and that'll add 4 to it. And then let's use the old Bardic Inspiration. That's a plus. That's a D8.
1d8. Yep.
All right, let's add a D8. Rolled a 6. That's not bad. So that's a total of 10 plus the 15. It's a 25 on my Arcana check.
All right. After
Big
investigating,
numbers.
perfect.
Good job, everyone.
This platform and the way it was built was constructed by a series of arcane weaves that generated a binder of sorts that is used to focus the weave itself and all the surrounding areas up through and channel through the actual rod itself. So the mechanism itself, when it will vibrate, and that vibration is gathering the weave and channeling the weave through the rod. That's what it's doing.
We'll relay this. The vibration that you felt is probably a good thing because it's channeling it.
The mechanism
Excellent.
that you think takes a certain amount of time. If you have more information to go by, you might have more. So
All right.
you want to make
so
a
next
religion
one.
check.
Religion is the second one?
Yes.
All right. And I think we had no one to assist on that one, right?
One to assist, but you have a guidance.
You do have a
We
guidance.
have a guidance. And what
Does
the
that mean
guidance
my
at?
reading glasses
So
are
1d4.
magically charged?
Yes.
1d4? Ooh. Maybe I should use that in the other one. All right. Well, let's go religion. And
Oh.
well, I'm gonna. Okay, so we already used the Bardic Inspiration, right?
Yes, you did. He
and
can give
there's-
you another bardic inspiration if you want to burn it. It's up to you. It's up to them.
And the guidance was. I'll add my own Flash of Genius, so we're up to a 10. And then he said guidance was just a 1d4, right?
Yep.
Was there another bonus that was in play here, or was it just the aiding that was missing?
No, the aiding is
Just
missing
aiding,
because there's
yep.
nobody who other else is proficient
All right.
in religion.
Well, and I don't think I have an inspiration. No, I do not. So let's add the d4. Big money. It's a medium big money. So we added 7 to that. We ended up with a 13 religion.
All right. All right, let me bring up the information for you. And what you know is that you know that Lathander is the Morning Lord. He is symbolized by the rising sun, but rather than being the god of the sun itself, he's the god of dawn, which represented the potential of a new day. A god of hope and beginnings, Lathander's name was invoked at the start of new endeavors, which whether sealing a new deal or setting out on a new journey of discovery. Some saw the commander of creativity as a great aspect of beginning new quests or beginning new adventures.
So definitely a newness from that Lathander.
Yes.
deity.
And also the Morning Lord for the dawn, for the beginning of the day.
Gotcha. Makes sense. New beginning, new dawn, new day.
Yes. And you give me an investigation check.
All right, and this one I do have assistance on, and I'm a little bit more skilled as well. Let's see what we can do. And I'll already 23.
23.
Well, you know what? Let's just go with 23.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. As you investigate this system, you realize that the energy itself, the arcane energy, flows up into this staff, into this shaft, and it's most probable that this is going to do something with the dawn, with the morning. It's going to have some effect. Yeah, it's going to have some effect. However, it is clear to you that this machine is not complete, that there is a missing piece, that something that will go into that clamp and complete this. What it is or where it could be found, you're unsure. But in order to solve this puzzle, you're going to have to find a way to craft or find a way to locate that missing piece.
And so having done a solid investigation of this, do I have a pretty good idea what that shape would be that would fit into that clamp then?
You would think that, well, the only thing you know is that it's probably fairly, at least one part of it's fairly thin, because it's going to be like a think of it like this size. Like
Sure.
It's going to be
like the rest could be bigger, of course,
Yeah.
but there's some spot
There's
that
some
I could
spot that is
probably
clamped
say
in,
like that
right.
will or won't fit in that spot.
Right. And
okay.
the pole itself is not that thick, so it's not going to be very wide. It's going to have to be heavy enough to press down on top of the pole instead of pulling it. You know what I mean? So it can't be much wider than the platform itself. And the platform is between 8 feet, but you think that the pole itself will only maybe support 2 feet or more of size. Beyond that,
so I have a pretty good idea of what the size would be in the shape.
Right.
Of a part of it at least to fit in there. Okay.
Correct.
Interesting. I'll share what as I'm poking around in it and you guys are assisting and stuff. We're all kind of figuring this out together. Most intriguing. I think we're on a quest for an item in here.
I do take out the reading glasses that were in there. Did these seem magically charged to anyone? Did anything happen to these? I look over the glasses. Do they look like they were
Did you put them in there?
affected by being in that machine at all?
Well, why don't you give me an Arcana roll?
I'll help you on that. I'll look over your shoulder with that.
All right.
So do it with advantage.
Wow.
Okay.
I put them on.
Helpful.
I put the glasses on. Does anything
you put them
happen?
on,
This is the exact device we need.
as you look at your glasses, you put them on and you're like,
A whole new world.
and then you go,
A new fantastic point of... Wait, no.
Do they work?
you kind of tap them. They don't seem to be any different.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Can I look at the plants and kind of the roses where the light was diffracted and kind of went and hit? And see
Give
if
me a
there's
nature.
anything
Give me
different?
a nature check.
11.
They don't seem to be affected in any positive or negative way.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
Do I think that the thing that needs to go in there would be some form of artisan's tools?
No, you think it's.
Okay, good.
You think that. Yeah.
I only ask because I have this feat called the right tool for the job, and I can create tools,
Yeah.
artisan's tools, give it an
Correct.
hour of time. But
No, it's
if
not.
it's not that, then I can't make it.
Oh, it's very possible that you might need artisan's tools to fasten it.
That's an interesting point.
So I will ask Hemo for the glasses, and we'll cast Detect Magic and see if there's any residual magic on them.
Sure.
There is the faintest hint of magic, like the stuff that you would find in almost any corner of Faerun. Just a glimmer, a dusting, but nothing that would have any long-lasting effect. And you're thinking whatever this is would probably wear away within hours. It's sort of just a remnant of something that happened. It was near or part of a spell. Even an area that might have at one time had like an area effect spell that lasted at any more than one round would probably have this type of magic linger for a little while.
So there's some magic residue.
Correct. Yeah.
I wipe it off with the cloth and put it in my pocket.
Like,
Wipe
All right.
off the pixie dust.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, but I believe we're on a quest.
Can never
here.
get it out of your armor.
Actually, I suppose we should look through all our belongings and see if there's anything that fits in there. Sort of like thinks through what stuff he's got on him.
Oh, I was way ahead of you.
I'm guessing nothing will fit in there.
yeah.
Yes. No. I could try a steel goblet or my smoking pipe, but
nothing that you
guessing
have
something
stands
glass.
out. Now, if you want to step up on the platform and put something else into the into that clamp, that's perfectly fine. We can go through that process again.
No, sounds like you already sort of gave that
Roll
a
up a
shot.
couple more shadows. That's fine.
Yeah, it's when you did that last time. You as a player weren't here, but
Yeah.
Theo would have experienced what the other characters would have had, where that seemed to start the platform humming. Something happened. All the symbols became
Sort of lit up,
flickering and
flickered,
blazing.
half lit up.
Right,
yes.
half lit up, like they were trying to light. Like a circuit
Like the
wasn't
circuit
being
wasn't being. Oh,
Ooh, look at that.
oh.
Right.
All right, got it.
And the creatures were screaming in the outset and came flying in.
They mad, big
Yeah.
mad. So we got a quest, I think. We
Gotta
must
find
find
the lens.
the Holy Grail.
All right, what are you guys going to do?
He says he's already got one.
So the trailhead led us here, right? Does
Yeah,
the
I mean-
trail lead further past this place?
Give me a survival roll.
Who was tracking our way here? I believe
Lyra
I was
does
covering our asses on the way.
15.
Lyra, you look around. Now that you know the illusions that have been seen, you're sort of easy to see through it. You see that the trail continues north. You have to travel a little bit of ways before the trail comes back, because you think a lot of the flowers have overgrown the trail quickly. The grasses are growing here. It's almost as if the sun breaking through has dulled the ability for this illusion to take effect.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you can see that the trail leads north again. If you want to continue on it, you can also just randomly wander in different directions. That is always fun for me. I'm
we
not
could
railroading
follow
you.
the
I'm letting
sunlight. Take it
you know
with us.
you're free to roam about the cabin.
I am personally not one who needs to stick to trails, but the rest of you, would you like to continue northward?
Is everyone feeling well?
I'd hate to volunteer your services, Lear, but I don't think it would work here anyways. If we were to ask the plants, they would just see us sleeping here all day, and that's as far back as they can remember.
Yes, they're not too concerned with keeping their records. Let's press on then.
Yes.
All right. I should
If
begin
anybody
walk-
knows where this is, perhaps it's Duvessa. Or
If we encounter more of those shadow creatures and are feeling overwhelmed, it seems we can run back here to escape, at least during the day.
All right. As you begin walking down the trail, Theo, your headache does not subside. It's getting worse. You sort of feel like this, like your mouth is getting dry. You're
Definitely.
feeling somewhat tired.
I'm gonna take some trail rations there.
All right. You grab some trail rations and eat. I'm assuming everyone has food that they can eat.
Is anybody else feeling like they did not get rested?
I'm feeling like I fought some shadow creatures, but otherwise I think I recovered.
You come to an intersection in the trail. You can continue to go toward the direction you're going, which would be west, or you can turn north. The trail branches. You have two options.
Here's our survival list. Which way looks the best, Lear?
What are you guys going to think you guys want to do?
I can guidance myself, right?
I'm sure you can.
I'll do that.
What are you rolling survival for?
I
What
want
do
to
you want
discern what is the more frequently traveled path.
All right. You think that the more frequently traveled path is the one that heads straight west. Whatever is heading north has almost very or almost nothing, no footprints going at all.
I'll relay this to the group. Let them.
You do know that the one going north definitely has smaller human or elven footprints. They're definitely smaller than a lot of humans you've seen, but not small enough that they would be halfling or gnome or something like that.
And the big footprints continue west.
Yes, you see going west. You see a combination of human footprints, smaller humanoid footprints, and some big, large metallic things like something.
The shield foot,
organic, right? Like shield foot, right? All right. So you're gonna head west. Continue heading west. Perfect. All right. Let me bring that up.
I'm looking at these footprints, wondering how in the hell am I going to kill a steel golem with scimitars?
Good question.
Look for the gears.
All right.
Find the gaps, I suppose.
Weak
precision.
As you travel across from east to west, you follow the trail when another clearing appears sometime later. Within the clearing is an old cabin in the woods. Beside the cabin is a straw workshop that holds a few tools and a cord of wood. There is an ever-glowing orb of light that hovers freely in space just outside the workshop. Within the light, there might be some sort of item. The door hangs ajar while the shim has been smashed in violently. There is a circle of stones to the southeast with a statue of a strong young man holding a scale in one hand and a skull in the other. Let's bring a map up and we'll kind of show you something fun.
Oh boy.
A statue in the middle of the woods. In the Barrow Woods.
All right, what are you guys going to do? As you appear here.
I'm going to share senses with my owl and send it forward. I can go 60 feet. So I can pretty much cover everything from where I stand.
Okay.
Just to give it a flyby and have a look.
All right, close your eyes. Your owl launching from your shoulder to fly around the area. They can see that there is a woodshed that has like a cord of wood there. There is an axe sitting on top of a stump. You see this glowing sphere of light. Though the light is so strong in this area, it doesn't emit it along a big area. But as your owl kind of breaches across it, it seems almost blinding. This light that's sitting in there. There may be something inside, but it's very difficult. Or it just could be so bright, it's just like the center of something. Beyond that, looking on the outside radius of the cabin, they don't see, or being the owl's eyes, do not see anything else hiding amongst the foliage. Give me a perception roll.
The owl gets advantage and has dark vision out to 120 feet.
Perfect.
Owl perception is great.
What do you got?
On the wrong thing.
Emo had advantage too. That worked out well. What'd you get? 14. All right.
Yep.
That's all that you see. That's what I explained to you. You also see he also does see the statue amongst to the lower right of the map.
I'll relate that to everyone.
Is this so we found a cabin
No
in the woods,
imminent threat.
but we were told that was it Duvessa had a cabin near the woods or in the woods, weren't we? This may be her spot.
This could be it.
I suggest we all step lightly as we investigate. It looks like
Yeah,
somebody
unlike
else may have
Shieldfoot
been
back there.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace on the group.
All right, everyone, I believe, is it a plus 10 or advantage? I forget.
It's plus 10 to your stealth, so everybody let's roll some stealths.
All right, go ahead and roll your stealth, and I will record them for you. Jaru, what'd you get?
Is that really a 37? That's sneaky. Oh,
So,
goodness.
Expertise.
So Graham has a 37.
Yep.
All right,
36.
All right, 36 for Jaru. All right, and let's see, who are we missing here? Hemo, what'd you get?
28.
Nice. And we got Theo, what'd you get?
21.
21. All right, who do I miss? I have everybody. Cameron, what'd you get?
16. Garbage.
All right. As you cast the spell, you step forward. For whatever reason, you're cracking and crunching on little leaves, but that's not that bad. 16 is actually not a terrible roll in general. What are you guys going to do?
Do these doorways look open up here, or do they look?
You see that the
closed?
door at the front of the cabin has been
Smashed.
in, and you can barely. It's kind of like you can see the doors just kind of sitting against its
And to the
hinges.
right is a window.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, there are
Okay.
windows. Yeah,
Gotcha.
those windows seem to be intact as far as you can see.
Who's gonna walk up first? Otherwise, it'll be Theo.
Well, with
I will try to stealth around to the workshop, around the outside of the tree line.
All right, Jaru is going to walk up to the side of the house.
Move forward as
Theo
well.
is wandering behind him.
Yes.
I'll kind of
As you
step
said,
into
you're
the
stealthing.
trees a bit.
Leader's going through the trees.
All right.
I'll go up to the other side of the door from Jeru.
All right, you do that. You are now, both of you, at the side of the door. I'll zoom the map in just slightly. All right, what do you guys want to do?
Can we see into the room at this point with the smashed-in door?
No, you can push the door in if you want.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's just kind of sitting there like a jar,
Gotcha.
and so you can push the door in which case I can then make all kinds of rolls. So, what would you like to do?
Fair. Can we see in the window?
As I tell everybody, I tell the players too, maps are oftentimes not 100% representing everything that's happening in the world. So I try to the description's important. This is more like to get the spirit of the game.
Can we see through the window?
You want to look through the window? Where are you at?
I walk up to the window.
All right, looking into the window, you can see a dark. You can see a dark cabin. However, from this point right here, you see the light streaming in from this orb.
Yep.
It casts an image across a living room, but the living room is in disarray. A table has been pushed off to one side. The carpet has been folded up. You see a door that leads to probably another room, but the light doesn't allow you to see much in that room. This light here, that is just the window just north of this, seems to be maybe covered over by a curtain because it's not letting any light into whatever's back here. So that's what you can see. You can see
And
just
with dark vision, do I see anything else in the room?
no. That's what you basically see. You know that there you can see the definitely is a. I'm gonna move the map a little bit. There is definitely the fireplace that you can see here, and you can see the backside of it, and you can see the window here. There, like I said, there's a disheveled. There's you would think of it like you would see like just anything you'd see in a cabin where you'd have like shelving and goods and materials in there, but you don't see anything that stands out as being anything more than any other cabin would have.
So not like it's been completely tossed or destroyed or anything.
No,
But
the tables
disheveled.
have been disheveled and pushed off to the side. It's definitely not either well kept or somebody has looked through it.
Okay.
Yeah. But nobody's came in and with bats and destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll look around at everybody and say, I'll just gesture like I don't, nothing. I don't see anything.
What would you like to do?
I want to go check out this workshop.
Okay, Hemo wants to check out the workshop. Are you going to wait for Hemo to do that first, or are you going to go in first? Just let me know who wants to do what.
Well, I figured we were doing that while Hemo was going there. So
Yeah, I just want
probably
to.
Hemo.
I just want to take.
Sure.
You guys can tell me who do you want me to go with first? Hemo, you want to
Well,
go in?
let's do Hemo.
All right, Hemo, go up and you go up to investigate the workshop. What you can see,
The light illuminates all of the front of the workshop, right? Like I'll have to step into the light to check it out.
Yes, you will.
Can I take a look from like the tree line before I step into the light?
Walking around the light.
Yeah.
You're in dim light for sure, though, with how bright that thing is.
Yes. You walk around to the outer edge of the light. What you can see is similar to what you have there. I will give you, see if I have a better description pre-generator.
Any creatures you're seeing?
You can see
can I hear
that the workshop has that axe you can see sitting on there. Looks like any other mundane axe. And you can see a bunch of cords of wood, and it looks like maybe some items that a hunter might have, but the hunting items look very, very old, as if they've been worn by weather and age. So you can see like a trap and some tools like somebody would have, but they all look to be very old. The axe seems to be pretty much new, and you can see there are cords of wood there that seem fairly new.
Okay. I guess I go up and if I don't see any creatures,
I also want to say
go
that
up and
the orb.
examine the.
I apologize. I also see the orb of light that's shimmering. It's like a sphere of energy. It might just be bright, or it could be something inside. It's like an opaque sphere. You can see.
Huh. Well,
Is there a pixie in there?
I'm an elf. I'm no stranger to magic lights. Just means that somebody magical lives here. I want to go up and investigate that hunting gear.
All right. The hunting gear seems to be fairly mundane, but give me an investigation roll. I'll see if you can discern anything more about it.
7.
All right. Like you said, you've never been a skilled forest hunter, but you can easily identify that this is what these tools would be used for. There are traps. There are ways in which to lure a creature like you would see, but all of the materials here are very old, so old that they almost seem sort of glued or merged to the table, like they've been here for decades or more. It's difficult to tell without experience, but you do know that that's what's happening here. Is that the table hasn't been used in a long time.
Hemo puts them down and says, "Sorry, old hunter, I think somebody's squatting in your cabin." And I guess, is there a window over on this side of the building?
There is. Which side of the building you want to point to it?
The side of the building that the woodshed is on.
Yeah, there's a window there, and it seems to be open. You can see right past the window there. There's some kind of a shelf with probably pots or pans or something like that. You can kind of see the glow just as the light's reflecting inside of it. But beyond that, within a foot of the window, it just dissipates in the darkness just because of the reflection.
Okay. Well, I'll sneak up to the window and try to just peek through.
All right, looking in the window from
everybody
this.
else is trying to get in.
Yeah, looking in the window from this side, you can see that there is a table. The table has been pushed a little bit, kind of like tossed and kind of shoved to the side a little bit. It's a little bit off center from where it should be. The carpet has also been flipped and moved a little bit. But from your position, give me a perception roll. What'd you get?
That's a 22, surprisingly.
However, next to the fireplace, you see, it's difficult to see at the angle to tell exactly what it is, but there is a body laying on its back.
Oh.
It's behind the table, so it would have not been able to be visible from where you're at.
Oh. I think I would sneak around to the
watching you basically
crew at the door and say, someone is dead or playing dead in there.
All right. He'll come over and relay it to the group.
There's a body.
We should investigate.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You ready to roll initiative, trip that thing up? Let's get the show going.
I am armored. I will do this. Yeah.
All right.
So he'll push the door open. He'll try to be quiet about it, but hinge is gonna hinge, right?
All right. You approach the door.
Faerun Bureau of Investigation. Open up.
Wait, this is not Mission Impossible. We're just walking into a door.
Mission Improbable.
Killer stealth score going on right now.
All right. As you wander into the door space, you can see that this cabin is been long abandoned in many ways, but there are small signs that there's been recent activity. So the cabin itself has been around way too long. It's fallen into disuse, but recently somebody most likely has been using it because the plates, at least one of the plates on the table, has been untouched by time. But the rest of it, you can see the materials that are on the sides of the cabin have been here for many, many decades.
So somebody's just leaving everything as is except for exactly what they need to use.
You're thinking so. On the far side, as you can see here, Hemo has talked about, there is a body of some sort.
Did that door make any noise when I opened it?
Not exactly. It seemed like
Really
whoever
quiet.
kicked it open or broke it, that kind of broke the hinges. It maybe just had a clunk as it kind of like leans out.
All right.
Most likely, if anybody was listening intently inside of here, they would hear you, but
They might have heard us whispering anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, I will go inside and proceed to quietly, as I've already got my stealth going, move around this table and try to investigate this body.
all right. All right, I'm switching to the body mode.
He'll kneel down. In the map, it looks like it does not have a head.
Yes.
That was my first question.
As you lean down, you notice that this is a woman's body. She seems to be wrapped in leather armor. Let me find it real quick before I don't want to mistell you the wrong information.
As we were walking in and you're looking for it,
Yeah.
it looks like a few of us are heading into the room now.
Okay, so
She
it's-
is
the
headless.
Yeah, the cabin is a mess. Items in here have been rummaged through. Drawers have been pulled out and roughly slammed back in, like people were kind of looking through it, but they're not just destroying the place. Beside the fireplace is a decapitated body wearing leather armor.
Not playing then.
Yeah, this body is definitely a woman's body, and it has not been dead long. But it has not been dead. It's you have to do a medicine check to get more information. How about that?
Wow. Actually, I mean, he will try to do. Can I do a medicine check here?
That's up to you.
He's going to try to check. Yeah, I can.
Hey, was that axe bloody at all?
You didn't look at it in detail, so you wouldn't know.
Sorry, I'm rolling by accident there. Advantage. We'll take the first roll per the rules, and I got
Right.
a solid 5.
All right, what do you want to know the medicine? All,
Yeah.
all you can say is
Not dead long.
that it hasn't been
She's
dead long,
dead.
and more than likely, not having a head has probably accelerated her demise.
This makes sense. Is
No.
there blood around where the head would have been?
Well, you rolled a 5, so you as a character, you as a player might know this, but you as a character has not investigated enough to know any details more than I can tell you.
Well, that's fair. As far as the her state, but I guess what I was trying to ascertain separately and secondly was, did she sort of fall and die here, meaning the blood would pool out? I mean, I've been in enough combats to
Yep.
know that. Versus died somewhere else and was sort of put here.
Yeah, with a 5 medicine check, you're not sure.
Not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
So
I'll look back and I'll say she's dead.
She's dead, Jim.
So when
almost
when players roll, I make sure that their roles kind of reflect what their characters know. Even though you as Nate as a player probably has some common sense, you're just maybe looking around and haven't been savvy about it. All right, what would you guys like to do?
I want to go in
looks
and
like-
look in the bedroom here.
Yeah, they're moving in.
All
too.
right, moving into the bedroom. Guessing that it's a bedroom from this point, but it's a pretty solid guess.
Yeah, cabins typically have a place to sleep.
Lear wanders over to the door. He's still staying outside.
I will also reveal the corner here because not you guys one walking in. You can see that. Let me get rid of that piece as well. Graham, this room has been completely tossed. The bed itself has been shoved aside. It looks like they were looking for something. There is whatever they were looking for here, it's obvious to you that it was probably fairly small or some ways because they rummaged through everything. What would you like to do? Anything specific?
Take a look at the bed there. If that is, I assume that these sheets have been removed. And this one here.
All right. Looks like there are two beds here. Looks like there is one larger bed and one smaller one, as if the original tenants here, whether the squatters that you're saying, or two or not, the original tenants here probably had two people. This bed is old, Graham. You think that it has been probably recently slept in, though, because there is a pack laying over a bedroll laying over the top of another bed's.
Normal bedding.
Yeah. So it looks like somebody literally just using it to roll a traveler's bedroll over the top of another bed.
Would like to look when you're staying in a guest room and you don't want to disturb the sheets.
Yeah.
I want to look through the bedroll and see.
All right, let's looking through the bedroll. Give me a perception roll.
Perception. 11.
All right, you kind of feel through the bedroll. You're trying to feel out what's going on, and in here you can see that you find a weird, strange potion in here. It looks blue, but it's glowing. And when you think of it like a lava lamp, you know, where there's like drips or things are moving inside there. It looks similar. I mean, you recently had a blue potion that you got from the ogres, but that was very, very transparent and solid. And you had seen healing potions many times before. This looks viscous, like it's almost like, think of it like the thickness of like lava, but not hot at all. I'm talking about just the feel of it. It's just blue, and as you move it around, it just kind of flows a little bit, and it's glowing, a dull glow. You had to feel around of it. It was actually within the actual liner, as if it was sewn in. You had to kind of rip the breading apart just a little bit to pull it out.
Destruction of property.
And I will bring it out.
There's already been plenty of property destruction here.
I'll bring it out and just hold it up and says, anybody know anything of what to make of this?
Does anybody want to try to identify what it is?
I mean, you could make a hell of a cocktail out of it, but I'm not sure.
Take a swig. Take a swig.
I'll cast Identify.
Looking at this, you cast this. This is not a magical item or a crafted item. This is something else, and it's glowing, and it's moving. So casting Identify on it, you look at it, it's not made or manufactured or anything.
Is it a
Then
magical
I'll
creature?
do an Arcana.
All right, give me an Arcana roll.
19.
You look at this, and strangely, you being an elf and having lived a long time, you know that the history of the worlds and of the universes much more than some of the humans were, and you're all elves. But Jaru, being from the Shadowfell, has a different perspective. He was kind of an outsider, and his family perspective was an outsider during something called the Spell Plague. The Spell Plague being a sinister event that happened after Mistra was killed, and they say she was killed by Cyric. And when Mistra was killed, the spell weave imploded, and the world itself fell into ruin. When that did, a bluish fire rained across the landscape and left behind this bluish ichor, this sort of bluish haze that happened. You think, Jaru, that this is an example of spellfire. This is the remnants of the spell plague.
That is foul.
Hand it back to Flander. I would be careful with that.
Right.
If there's anything else you want to know about it, you let me know.
What can it be used for?
Well,
Or what are some of the uses that I know of?
you do know that during the time of the spell plague, that many communities were wiped out and or converted or changed. That whole populations were destroyed, but some were changed. They were spell changed or spell plagued, and some had the taint or they were modified by taking or consuming or touching or living near this magical substance. In modern terms, think of it like radiation, right? It can literally change you for the good or for not.
If you're feeling lucky, drink it.
In this place, I don't feel terribly lucky.
I
Well,
do
I'll
believe
relay
that is
all
quite
that.
dangerous.
What did you say, Cameron?
That is quite dangerous. Please watch over it very carefully.
I'm gonna look in this fireplace as I'm hearing this all go unfold, and it's very interesting from the other room, but also pragmatic.
All right. Give me an investigation roll.
Nice solid 11.
All right.
Rolling low today.
Yeah.
Still above 10.
The fireplace doesn't really have anything that you've noticed. It
Does it
just
look
seems
like
to be a
it's been
fireplace.
used?
It has been used. Yes,
Okay.
recently being, within the last year for sure. But other than that, you're not really sure. You would think that the ashes that were here would have long since blown away or pushed off to the sides if it was beyond more than a year.
Sure. All right. Interesting.
What else would anybody else like to do?
I want to search the rest of that room.
All right, give me a perception roll. Which room are we talking about? The bedroom?
Yeah, the bedroom.
Okay.
Get a 16.
All right, let me see if I have anything else in my notes for you.
Also, as you're searching there, Theo's sort of thinking out loud. If somebody was searching so thoroughly in here and so completely, it stands to reason there's a potential they did not find what they were looking for.
Well, they probably didn't have one of these. I pull out my Wand of Secrets.
Okay.
And I've positioned myself. I look out the window. I see that the far end of that shed's about 30 feet away, and far end of the room's about 30 feet away. So I hold it up and say, "Revealing spell," and cast a Wand of Secrets.
That is a wretched man word.
Very precise, though.
As you cast it radiates out. You call it radiates a 30-foot pulse. Boom. And when it interacts, it returns back from a stack of recipes and notes that are laying within the corner here. You can see right here there is a stack of notes, and right here, let me get that right there. Right here, you can see that there is books. There's something hidden amongst those papers.
Theo
Well, I go and I take a look at the papers. I flip through them.
All right. Hidden within the stack of recipes and notes that seem to be all written about these shadow woods. Looks like there's dates and times. There seems to be a listing of actions. It's talking about the movements of these shadow creatures. Someone has been tracking them.
Well, that's excellent. Theo's very interested in that.
However, the most important piece is that there is a scroll here that has been buried one underneath them. Strategically tried to be kind of back behind. It's kind of hidden behind the papers. You pull it out and you see a scroll case, a leather scroll case. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm taking that scroll case for sure. But as I'm flipping through those papers, there's dates on those trackers notes.
Yes.
Are those dates recent?
Yes, it goes from about a year ago till about 2 months ago. Little less than 2 months, maybe even 6 weeks ago. It just suddenly stops.
Okay.
You also find
Alright.
an ink and quill pen and a few other utilities that you could take notes on or whatever, but in a small little box. It looks like a little wooden box that if you open it up, there's like a little calligraphy or cartographer's kit. So there's enough here to make a cartographer's kit if anybody wants to take it.
I mean,
nobody else wants it. I'll take it.
I've been attempting to draw a map this whole time. So yeah, sure.
You got it? That's yours.
I'll take it.
You have cartographer's tools.
Can't
Now,
use it very
open that
well,
scroll
but at
case
least
up,
I have
will
a
ya?
pen.
Yeah.
Yes, what's in the scroll case?
All right, you pull the scroll case out and unroll it. It is a scroll,
It says
but
boom.
it is a scroll.
Every time.
Yeah, I know. You always a scroll, but it is looks like it's been crafted by a. It looks like it's been crafted very recently. The ink itself has not been worn. It has been dabbed and dried. They dry it and rolled up. It says, "Are you ready?" It's a little bit. It's not incredibly long, but it's long enough that you want to pay attention. It says, "Finis, I hope this reaches you before you depart Silvery Moon. As you suggested, I have been searching the Barrow Woods for signs of the spell plague. Indeed, your hunch was correct. There was a nearby cavern that contained a small pool bubbling from the earth. I have carefully taken a small sample to send to you. All literature I have seen states the spell plague should have ended after Mistress' return, yet here it is. I collapsed the cavern entrance so no one could stumble upon it. Inform the Harpers that this has indeed extended beyond the high forest. It's time we inform our local Harper agent of these troubles. These woods have the stench of Cyric and his chaotic mind. I cannot rid myself of the image of that glade. But this will be done soon enough, and then I will return to aid you. After speaking to Jules and Silvery Moon, he assisted me in crafting the focus, but I am still missing the prism from a living crystal. If my beloved Zindra at the Boar's Arms is correct, there is a crystalline cave in the hills to the west, but they are swarming with gnolls. I just hope I'm capable of finding one of these crystals and following Jules' instructions. I have the focus protected by a minor sun spell in case I'm invaded by these undead creatures or others. Be safe, DS."
In the midst of all those notes that we've been looking through, is there more instructions from Jules?
You don't see any.
I'm going to investigate that body.
All right, give me a medicine roll if you'd like to
The
investigate that body.
Harpers.
I'm investigating for things, and
What are you
I don't
trying
need
to
cause of death. I'm just looking for insignia. I'm looking for just identifying marks, that kind of thing.
You know that this body definitely had greaves of some sort on their and bracers. They have been removed, and you don't see them. So more than likely, parts of this body has been already ransacked through. You don't see anything more on it, other than probably the armor, which whoever had done this found it to be of little or no use or value. Everything else has been stripped from it.
No tattoos, no
tattoos or marks of any kind.
Does this?
I will tell you this. Give me an investigation roll. If you roll high enough, I will give you something of information.
Will you assist?
Nope. You can give if you are Joru is just trying to investigate it. This second piece, I'm just gonna have Joru do.
All right.
Go ahead.
I will give him bardic inspiration if that'll help.
You can do that if you want.
I think I will.
take it.
Mhm.
All right.
What'd you get? 21.
21. I'll roll it. I'll roll the inspiration.
Come on.
Is that a D10?
It's a D8.
D8.
Oops, sorry. Ignore that.
All right, we'll roll it. Okay, roll your D10.
6.
Hey,
6.
that was better than the D10
20.
rolls.
All right. One thing you're gonna notice about this body is that worn on the body's hip, right on the right side of their hip, it seems to have scratch marks as if something has been scratching across it. Now, just because you rolled so well on investigation, and you used all of your might and power, you can see that these scratches are most likely the form of some kind of a item that was rubbing across it. It was heavy and metallic. You can guess that it might have been some type of urn or piece of metal, something of some sort that was sharp. So it kind of wore away scratches of some sort. If you had more information, you might be able to get it. But this person was clearly carrying something constantly with them that was on a small, probably a chain of some sort, but it has been removed. It is metal and probably sharp. It's the most you're going to get. That's okay.
And daggers are usually sheathed, right?
Yes.
Not hanging around like that. So,
usually.
Like you see, Theo's got, some artisan tools on his hip he uses all the time. Smith tools, for example. So it could have been something like that. But is there other like religious figures who'll have a focus, right? That they'll carry out too? Sort of have hanging on their hip. Or
yes, but I think most adventurers, if they're going to carry something, secure it better.
He looks down at his artisan's tools hanging on his hip, but they need to be within quick reach.
Yes. Whatever this person was carrying must have been mighty awkward.
What
you said there's a statue?
There is a statue outside, yes.
I'll go investigate that.
All right, give me
carved statues in the middle of the Barrow Woods.
What you need to do is give me actually a religion roll.
Oh, fuck.
Who's got the best religion roll out of curiosity? I got
It's probably Eckankar.
4, I think.
He's not here today, so
I got a 4.
Yeah.
From people here.
Who would like
I
to?
got a +4.
Okay, you're gonna give me a religion roll?
I got a +3.
0.
Who's gonna come over and take a look out back at the map a little bit?
17.
That's not bad.
All right.
I'm hanging out with you.
You know that this is a statue of Kalimvor, the priest of the most recent priest of the dead. He carries with him a balance, a scale of some sort, and holds a skull, I believe, in the other hand. Double check my notes.
I do have some dealings with Kalimvorites. They do have a presence in the Shadowfell. This is a statue dedicated to him. It could be that
like Finnish.
that being, yes, that being inside may have had scales. It may have been the cleric. Her head was taken, but for what purpose?
Did this letter was signed DS? Is that can't be Duvessa? She's in town.
Could be. Indeed. It could
Well,
be.
perhaps her head.
Does the body look familiar at all? Like we've met Duvessa.
Give me a. Go ahead. Give me a history roll. Give me a history
Body
roll.
snatchers check. Is that anything?
Give me a history roll. I think that's the best call. I'll start with
Hema
that.
must have a much better memory
Okay.
for faces than I do. I've got a +6 to history.
Well, there's no
20.
face here, so you're not going to compare anybody.
Yeah, remember bodies maybe.
Form, size.
You know what? I think
Fig-
you know what. Tell
figure?
you, here's a better way. Here's a
Figure,
better
yeah.
one. Give me instead of we'll you can use that roll. We'll start with that. That's fine. You rolled it and I called it. This body, this shape of this woman, very well could be similar to the body shape of Duvessa Shane, but her body is sort of very common shape. It's very much, it could be, I mean, the Lord Protector's body is very similar.
But we haven't ruled it out, though, is what you're saying.
It looks like it could be the same shape. You would not rule her out. as this being similar in the shape.
Okay.
Remind me the name of the current Town Lord Protector.
The current Town Lord Protector is Jarathra Chandrel.
Also DS.
They said it's
I wonder if one of the DSs that we know is a fake. I can't be sure one way or another, but this makes me wonder.
Sometimes politicians do have body doubles.
Are you kind of trying to de-escalate the situation?
Heck no, that's not what we do. Also, can I look up to the northeast here? What do I see
I'm
on that?
a fighter, not a...
That opening. He just walks past Jeru and sees there's a path and wants to make sure nobody's sneaking up on us.
All right, you walk up and see the path. Give me a perception roll. Okay, you see that there could be a path there, but you're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right.
Hopefully I roll better.
You walk past that glowing
later.
orb, that sphere orb
Just
that's sitting
blinded.
up there, right? You're like, you walk out. Walk past the axe and the table of goods.
He's not even looking that way. He's thinking about those DSs that we know. At least a couple.
Last thing I'm going to investigate is this sphere.
I mean, think about it. People have said that Duvessa Shane didn't used to be so brazen.
But she was a priestess, though, right, of Kalimdor?
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yes,
Right.
people have said several times that she is a priestess
So
of
it's
Kalimdor.
pretty fitting that this is her spot here.
All right, Jaru, you're going to go and look at the sphere of glowing light. All right, you look at that sphere. It looks, like I said, it's a sphere of glowing light. It's difficult to see anything beyond that. Just think of a radiating ball of light.
Just stare into the middle.
What do you want to do?
Pretty.
Well, I'm gonna do an Arcana check on it to see if it's some kind of spell effect.
Got it. Let me
I
see.
mean, obviously it's some kind of spell effect, but what
It
spell?
might not be. Maybe it's a
More.
creature just sitting there, like, watching us.
Could be.
Can you catch it in a bottle?
Lightning in a bottle.
All right, let me scroll to make sure I've got the right information to give you so I don't lead you astray.
26 Arcana.
Oh, that's a really, really good roll.
I'm good at Arcana.
All right, you can see that this spherical light, as you kind of squint your eyes, leaning in, it's unnaturally burning bright. You think that though this is small, that this has been dimmed, this is a light spell, but the light spell has been dulled by the area of darkness around it, as if the light spell itself, which normally would defile darkness, is being compressed or suppressed by it. And you can see it squeezes in. However, it is effective as a light spell. You can see that inside, as you peer in, you're looking into the light itself. You see a particular circular device hovering within the light. Its form intricate and enigmatic. Comprised of a series of concentric rings suspended in midair, it resembles a mesmerizing vortex frozen in time. It's like just sitting there hovering in the light. Each ring intertwines seamlessly with the next, creating a spectacle of shimmering hues that dances and shifts within the brightness. Difficult to make out details beyond that. At its core, it seems to be hollow right now, and you can see this light. You're like, shh, you kind of see it there.
So
However,
what spell?
You think it's
Jaru,
you think
are
it's
you
you
enthralled?
think it's you think that it is the daylight
Still
spell,
alive?
but it is not just a daylight spell. There is some sort of trap, an arcane trap along with it. The light is to keep probably the shadow away, but there's another arcane trap that's here.
Well, might as well
Might as
start
well.
burning spells.
What?
I will cast Dispel Magic.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to do it at 4th level.
All right. To compete against a spell of higher level, what do you need to do?
I don't think it works.
Like I have to make an Arcana roll.
Yeah. So say you're trying.
DC. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. 14
Give me the rules real quick.
I think it's 10 plus the spell level.
Yep.
That's what I think is. Okay, so give me an Arcana roll. 10 plus a spell level. Is that what it is? All right.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and
So
make that roll.
I feel this is important. Perhaps you would care to inspire or guide.
I'll walk
Me
up
again?
and touch your shoulder and give you a guidance.
All right. You begin to cast a spell.
I'll
Give me a
inspire
roll.
him again too.
You're going to use your
Wait, is it what are we doing? Is this an ability check?
he's
Yeah, it's an
trying to-
Arcana check to dispel the trap.
Gotcha. I
Remember to keep track of what you're using these things as well, so it's not ineffable.
yeah,
resource.
he'll come over and join you too, and sort of inspect it with you, and uses a flash of genius to give you a +4 as well.
All right. So you have a
Beautiful.
+4. You have a 1d4 for
when it
guidance,
blows up,
and
it'll
you're
hit
also gonna. How many bardic inspirations have you used now?
I've used
It's
3.
the third
Got
one.
it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And when it
Hold on,
blows up, it'll hit all three of us.
before you burn the bardic, because you can choose on your roll.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, I will tell you. Will you tell me when you're done, and I'll tell you if you succeed or fail.
You'll get the 4 from me automatically. It's just happening.
Okay.
And you're trying to dispel the light effect, or you're trying to dispel the arcane trap.
The arcane trap.
Okay, they're very different.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm going, so 23, and then I'm going to do the,
Before you roll,
Oh,
before
wait a
you say that, just checking here. Trying to dispel this arcane trap requires a dispel with disadvantage.
okay. Why didn't you tell me that before?
Well, I was reading. I had to read up what it was. I don't have everything memorized, dude. I sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what that's doing. Okay.
Oh,
Fuck.
Okay.
there we go.
So you rolled a 19. That's cool. And now you determine what you want to add on top of it to dispel this thing.
So you will have the
Plus
4 from me, so that's 23.
Plus
already.
4, and then D8 for the bardic, and D4. I'm going to do it all. So I want this
Just
thing.
burn it. Just burn it.
Burn it all to the ground.
Yeah, you already, with a 23, you already hit a level 13 spell.
I don't
Oh.
care. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Alan likes to
So
fuck
you
with
roll a
me.
d8, you roll a d4. That's 4. Not the greatest on either of those rolls, but 4 on top of the 19 gives you a 20, 23.
27, I think I caught.
Is it 27 now? Because of the flash of genius as well.
Oh, you're adding
So
4
it's
to
just a
27.
flat 4.
All right. Jaru walks up to this arcane trap. He knows that this could be dangerous. He takes reaches up with his hands and casts the spell to dispel it. As he does it, the spell itself resists you almost instantly, as if it's willing itself to stay alive. You struggle back and forth, the power flickering. You're struggling to dissolve it, to remove it from existence. The power struggles and spins. Energy is starting to flow.
5 feet back because it starts to get crazy.
Lightning starting from the bottom and flaring up all around it, trying to resist your pull, and then at once explodes in a wave of energy that makes all of you that are within 5 feet of it step back 5 feet. When it does so, that spear of energy, that spear that you saw before, the one I described, the multi-dimensional cylinders with the opening in the center, falls to the ground, landing. The light spell still illuminated because you dispelled that. What are you going to do?
What did we just do?
I retrieved the object that GS has placed in a suspended animation. I shall pick it up.
All right, you see a peculiar circular device. Its form intricate and enigmatic, comprised of a series of concentric rings suspended in midair at the time it was. It resembles the mesmerizing vortex of frozen in time. Each ring intertwines seamlessly with the next. As you move them, they kind of freely spin.
Oh, that's red.
That wasn't what was glowing?
Oh,
No,
it was.
the light was glowing.
Yeah, the light spell on it was
yeah.
glowing, but it wasn't. Yeah, and Theo will walk back up and sort of examine it a little bit closer. Do I think that it could fit into that rod to be grasped on there.
You think so. However, at its core lies a hollow center, roughly 2 feet in diameter. Though its purpose remains shrouded in mystery, there is an undeniable allure to its puzzling presence.
Well, we did just read about her plans to find the focus. This might be the focus, and that she's missing a prism that could be found in the crystalline caves in the hills to the west, but are swarming with gnolls.
Yes.
This
Let's
might
go
be
kill some gnolls.
exactly what we need. To the west.
Lear picks up the axe from the stump.
Is it bloody?
Ready for some gnoll slaying.
Yeah,
you're
good
gonna
question.
walk up and pick up the axe from the stump. Now, I will tell you that you have no idea where to find a living crystal or where these gnolls are to the west.
That's true.
Well, we did beat up on a bunch of gnolls on our way here.
That was quite a number of days before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were heading west already currently, right? When we
You
were
are heading
through
west.
the
Yeah,
hills-
you're heading
through the-
west toward the. You're probably on
the
the.
woods.
You're randomly guessing. You're probably on the western edge of the Barrow Woods.
What did she call the cave or whatever?
I will reread the
A crystalline
information
cave,
again.
wasn't it?
Yeah. So she said. She
also-
said, after speaking to Jules and Silvery Moon, he assisted me in crafting the focus, but I am still missing a prism from a living crystal. If my beloved Zindra at the Tribor Arms is correct, there are crystalline caves in the hills to the west, but they are swarming with gnolls. I just hope I'm capable of finding one of these crystals and following Jules' instructions. I have the focus protected by a minor sun spell in case I'm invaded by these undead creatures or others.
Hardly minor. Yes.
It's amazing that spell has continued to. Looks like her tracking went dead at about 6 weeks ago. It's amazing this spell is still glowing.
Yes.
We can't move that
Do you
spell,
know-
can we? That's a very useful thing.
I believe it is stationary.
It's a much akin to a more advanced continual flame spell.
But it's on the device itself.
No, it's hovering in space.
That's hovering?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
I don't
hovering.
know if
in
I can
space.
move it.
And this was just hovering in the same spot.
Yeah, yeah. He basically were using it to hide the spear.
Maybe the caster could move it if they had a head. Although
Do you know, Hemo, do you know this Zindra?
no, I've never heard of a Zindra before.
Hemo, give me a history roll, and I'll let you know.
It's like, oh wait, she's.
What'd you get?
I used to bang her.
Wow.
I'm usually so busy with the school that other than that old dwarf, I haven't met most of the people in Tribor, but I got a 17 history.
All right. You don't know Zindra specifically. However, you do know of the Tribor Arms. Let me bring up the information on that. You know that the Tribor Arms is populated. It's a popular hangout for rangers and scouts, most of whom sell their services as wilderness guides. The owner, Nemeth, is a savvy tiefling with a wicked smile. The Tribor Arms has burnt to the ground twice and rebuilt in the past decade as a result of wild parties gone wrong. Rangers gone wild, if you will. If you can handle your drink, you'll be welcome here, but they play hard. It's not uncommon for a game of darts to end with a healing spell.
Well, I know the place. Rowdy sort. Some of my students go there. They sometimes come back with injuries. All part of youth, I think.
Do they need more training?
I suppose more training or fewer drinks.
Graham,
But-
you were investigating. Did you finish investigating the room? I didn't know if you did or not.
I did want to search the whole room.
All right. I didn't catch if you rolled. There's a lot going on. So if you want to re-roll, you can, or if you remember the roll, that's fine. I apologize for skipping on you.
Okay,
Pull up the wand right at the same time.
What was my investigation there?
You can just roll it again if you want. It's easy.
Okay. Sure. Did you want perception or investigation?
Perception, please.
Okay. Oh, 20.
Okay. All right. The last thing that you find here in the room as you finish looking through this is you find
Glowing
You
green.
see-
Oh, go ahead.
two things. Laying underneath the bed, kind of laying to the side, hidden by just a few scraps of parchment just laying on the ground there. The scraps look empty. You find two crystal rods. They appear to be about 1.5 feet long, and they are made of glass. They seem to have some kind of fluid inside of the rod itself. Also above the mantle is a book titled Kalimvor and Cyric, From Mortals to Gods.
Ooh.
It seems to be
and Cyric.
pretty new. You know, like it's like a sit there.
Not exactly a collector's piece, but
Kalimvor and Cyric. What was it again?
It says
Kalimvor and Cyric.
Kalimvor and Cyric, From Mortals to Gods.
Sounds like has the potential to be one of those guidebooks. How to.
But you can take a look at it if you want.
I'd like to.
As you open it
how
up,
to become a god?
As you open it up, you can see this book outlines how Kalimvor and Cyric rose to power to become gods during the time of troubles. Cyric was granted the portfolio of death upon the destruction of Baal, Merkel, and Bane. Cyric killed the mortal Kalimvor atop Blackstaff Tower, and his soul was absorbed by Cyric's sword, God's Bane. Mask ultimately helped Kalimvor escape, and Kalimvor defeated Cyric to take his portfolio of death.
Mask.
That sword was actually Mask
Yep.
hiding out the sword.
But this book does this, but that's what this
It
book
doesn't
tells
say
you.
that.
That's what this book tells you.
Rad.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hang on to the book. I'll bring it with me and
And
come
the
back
rods.
out.
And you have those two. What do you do about those two crystal rods?
I'm taking them as well.
All right.
I want to show them to some of my friends here.
All right. Did you twirl like batons? Flip them up and then do the like they do at football games and whatever.
Magic drumsticks.
Yeah, start juggling them in here. Hemo, catch.
No.
I catch one. I catch one. I can't help but juggle it behind my back. Catch it. Add some daggers.
And a show commences. Well, you're illuminated.
Give me a perform roll. All right. What are you guys gonna do?
Let's investigate those real quick, and then let's figure
Hemo
out.
does an 18 performance.
It's fantastic. You spin them around. You actually are flipping around. Then you realize that these crystal rods that you're juggling around might be a tad bit volatile.
That's what Theo says out loud.
Way to juggle nitroglycerin.
I catch just the rods, and 5 knives rain from the sky as I grab the rods and hold them in close. Oh,
All right, what I need you to do, because you were messing around with these rods, is I just need you to give me, we'll call it a dexterity save.
Ooh, boy.
dex save?
Yes, give me a dex save.
That's a 22.
All right, you manage to start flipping around when you realize what's happening. You kind of grab them in midair and kind of cradle them a little bit,
Cradle. That's
and
good.
nothing else seems to have happened to them. They seem to be in good shape.
Yeah,
You
so
kind of
those
look
are
at these with these liquid
Quite
inside.
dangerous.
They don't have the blue liquid. It's like a clear liquid inside of it, but glass vial. But you're not really exactly sure what they are.
So I did a Arcana check, if you'd like it.
Are you okay?
Here, maybe I'll leave these in your care, Theo.
All right.
22.
They appear to be what they appear to be called. They call rods of radiance, and what they do is they emit a 20-foot radiant sphere of light that does 1d4 damage to undead and lasts for 1 minute.
Nice. So you kind of crack them and they
Actually,
start up.
The glow stick.
could
Really powerful glow stick.
I perhaps hold on to one of those? I was finding
are
it
holding on to it
difficult
too.
to find Oh,
Are you offering to
Well,
give one?
And Flander just says, "Well, Hemo, it's nice to see you haven't lost your touch."
Except you drop some daggers.
oh boy. Yeah, I'll get those in a second. Did anybody else feel a little underarmed against those shadows back there? Just me?
A bit.
A bit, yes.
Well,
Nate.
I'd like to hold on to one of these just in case, but I think it'd be better if somebody else had one.
You're not feeling any better though.
Yeah.
Theo
feeling
is
good.
still feeling kind of his head is kind of pounding a little.
I'll walk up and I'll grab the other one from you.
All right.
Maybe this will help me feel a little bit better. They're not lit up right now, right? They're not
No.
glowing right now.
Maybe we will brighten your day.
Yeah. Go stand in the daylight for a minute.
Yeah, it does like a 20-foot radial light that does 1d4 damage to undead.
Awesome. Rod of
Radiance.
Can I just drag that in from the...
No, that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a real magic item in the books. I like to make up a lot of stuff.
For a minute, you said, right?
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Give me a. Give me a just a straight up wisdom check. Give me a straight up wisdom check. No, and you can add your proficiency bonus.
I'm rolling really bad today. It must be the sickness. I got
Wow. That's okay. That's what you find.
Yeah.
That's what you find. Who else took one of these rods?
two.
Hemo, give
I
me a wisdom. Just give me a wisdom save. Just give me a wisdom save. What do you got?
A wisdom
I'm sorry.
save?
Wisdom skill check, which is wisdom plus proficiency.
Yeah, I'm not proficient
Wow.
in...
Wow. It's a good thing you guys aren't stealthing right now. All right.
Yeah, I'm not
Right?
proficient. I don't have a ton of wisdom.
Right.
We know nothing. This will come back to haunt us later, Hemo.
I'm sure. But these will be helpful very soon, I'm sure.
All right. So you found a bunch of information in this cabin, and including you found that rod. You found that long letter from Finis from DS. You found that has a whole bunch of information on it.
DS.
Yeah. So you found. Let's see what else you found. I suppose I should look at the notes since I literally have them in front of me. You find that vial with that blue liquid. Don't forget that.
Yep.
That strange blue liquid that's in there.
The most
I
interesting
didn't toss
thing to me-
that to Hemo.
Did not? Good. He seems to want to throw things. The most interesting thing to me is that it
I was
seems
a juggler.
like it seems like the DS and Finis were working together towards some goal that sounded positive. Like they were. I mean, it was definitely working with the Harpers, right?
Yes, it was Harper business, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me. If DS is Duvessa Shane as we know her, it's not like the Harpers to chase high-profile political seats.
So that something. My take right now is that something changed dramatically with Duvessa a couple months ago, probably when this place was ransacked.
I cannot. I think we need to maybe find some way to speak with the dead, because I can't shake the feeling that in there is the real Duvessa Shane.
How are you going to speak with the dead if it does not have a head?
A complicated game of charades. I don't know.
Will they be able to hear you? I don't know. It's an interesting question I've never considered before.
I mostly remove heads. I rarely have to put them back on.
I think you have to find them first.
Is there speak with even more dead? Is that a
Speak
bigger
with dead.
Speak with dead hands. They can sound like do ASL to you.
It does specifically state that the corpse
know
must
battle
still have a
sound?
mouth.
Oh, even that wouldn't work. Gods, I wonder if they took her head off after the fact, knowing that somebody may try to speak with dead.
Perhaps.
Oof, that's even darker. It means that we're up against a spellcaster.
And that's saying a
Covering
lot for being in the
tracks.
Barrow Woods. It's even darker.
As dark. All right. Well, I mean, we have a couple of options in front of us, don't we?
What would you like to do?
We could try to head west and try to find this cave that she mentions, right? To find a living crystal. But we don't really have Jules' instructions right now. I think we get the idea, though. Find a living crystal, get the prism from living crystal.
Take the letter, right?
Take letter. Well, yeah. Did they
I'm
say
taking that letter in the scroll case?
Oh yeah, we're keeping that.
Mm-hmm. You have the letter.
Did she say she did notify the Harpers, or she wanted to notify the Harpers?
She said, inform the Harpers that this is indeed extends beyond the High Forest. It's time we inform our local Harper agent of these troubles.
That is somewhat vague. I wonder if that was instructions to
Finnis was supposed to tell the Harpers.
That's kind of my take on it, since she's writing to him about it. But
who would want to take Duvessa's place?
I doubt a Harper. Well, definitely not. I guess we haven't met. If I mean, this is assuming the body snatcher theory, which I hate to make an assumption. I hope isn't true, but assuming the body snatcher theory, we've never met the real Duvessa. We've only seen whatever she is now.
If it is in fact Duvessa.
It could also be Darathra Chandrel, but she is the townmaster is just doing what she's been doing the whole time. There's been no change.
Maybe Duvessa Shane.
Yeah, I would think that I
Like,
would put my money on
boringly, there's
Duvessa
been no
Shane.
change.
On the Duvessa Shane changing theory. Because there is such a radical change from humble, pious priest to narcissistic megalomaniac.
And
I think it more likely
what if these
that-
robots?
I think it's
Not
more
robots.
likely that it be Duvessa had been swapped because when we were in the towers and I read the thoughts of Chandrel, she was concerned with hiding an object of some sort, something that the town may be hiding. This new doppelganger, imposter, maybe after this.
Well, I hope what they weren't hiding was that sample of the spell plague that we found.
Is there a way we can contain that? Because if this is highly contested and coveted after by some powerful magical casters, I'm thinking it might be dangerous to carry on a person.
Well, there's more
anybody
than
have a
that.
bag of holding?
There's a whole pool.
Just
Remember?
drink it.
This is just one. This is just one vial full that she pulled out of that pool. But there's a whole pool, and then she collapsed the cave entrance to that one. But she knew where it was.
What would a cave full of spell flame be capable of?
A lot of mayhem.
Oh. Well, she collapsed to the entrance, did she not?
Yes,
She did. She said, well,
No.
according to the letter, and you're assuming that the letter is accurate.
So, yeah.
I think it's best maybe not to prospect for that then. Maybe we shouldn't go blabbing. We definitely shouldn't go blabbing that we've found something like this. It's not even supposed to exist anymore.
So, yeah. Any other potential courses of avenue that we should take, or we should consider? Going to talk to Harpers, perhaps.
Do you know who the Harpers are?
I believe we should be able to find them in Silvery Moon.
So Hemo had some, and the rest of the party, we had connections to the Harpers through, what was her name?
Sister Gariel.
Sister Gariel. She was with the Harpers.
And for those of you who hadn't seen The Lost Mine, Sister Gariel was a priestess who was in Phandalin who eventually revealed herself as a harper and asked you to do some tasks for her before she departed from your group.
She went to Neverwinter,
She
correct?
ended up going to Neverwinter, yes.
Yep.
She left. Yeah, but you do know what the harpers are based on that.
So, would Hemo know of any Harper agents active in Tribor?
Give me a history roll, but it would be very difficult.
Yes, the Harpers don't typically announce their presence.
Yeah,
no,
you don't
just,
really.
If Gariel had left a tip. No, though. I don't know anyone, I don't think. 19?
Yeah, you don't really know anybody, though. It could be Theo. No, you don't know anybody.
Theo, are you a Harper agent?
Yeah,
This would be.
If you are, you can't tell us you're not.
yeah. All right. So you don't know anybody who is a Harper agent inside of Tribor. Though apparently it sounds like there might be.
No, but we know one. We could send her a letter.
You could if you wanted to, if you knew where she was at. Where she was in Neverwinter, I think that's where you saw her or heard of her. Hopefully she's still there.
If there's a. Well, we can send a letter if we ever get out of here.
We also know that you said you're listening to her thoughts, right? And she was worried that she had to let the Harpers know about the thing that they were protecting, right? So she's in communication with Harpers. So maybe we take all the information we have at this point. Another course of whatever, would be to go back and talk to Chandril, the Lord Protector, right? And report back what we found. Maybe even bring this body with us, because maybe somebody would be able to discern a little bit better than us if it was hers, or maybe whose it is.
Is that going to look suspicious if we come out of the inescapable woods? Well, I suppose if we emerge from the woods at all, it'll be a once-in-a-lifetime event.
But I think we do know how to
question a corpse or two.
Emerge now that we've figured out
dark.
the illusions. They would be too much for most folk.
Yes, it definitely had me fooled.
Not I. So, short-term goals. We have the ogres to possibly assist. We are here in this area. That is also tied to the mechanical creature nature of our mystery, correct?
Yes,
Since we are out here, we can find the ogres. We just need to backtrack. Now that we know the illusions, we should be able to backtrack where we came in and easily follow four giant ogre tracks to wherever they are. I am curious that it is not truly an iron golem that they've fought. For even as powerful as ogres are, an iron golem would make short work of them completely.
Maybe it truly is a guy with shields on his feet. Can't rule that out.
It doesn't really look like shields. They just look like metal footprints. But
what's your intelligence?
14.
So big.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You have a plus. No, come on now. Perhaps we cannot leave out anything. But we also must return to. We can wander around looking for these gnolls. Now, we have fought gnolls before on our way here. However, gnolls move. They were also searching for something. We can also seek this Zindra at this Tribor Arms. Yes. But I think we should maintain.
Where's Tribor Arms?
Silence. In Tribor?
Yes. Whichever DS this is, the other one probably doesn't need to know that we found this letter.
When is the election for the town being held?
Within the 10-day.
Oh
It's
boy.
pretty soon. We shouldn't be doing
Silver
travel.
Moon's a few days, right? Travel.
No, silver.
It's a 10-day.
That's
say,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're not going out there and back in time,
They're not teleport.
and we're within a day's trip back to Tribor, right?
Yeah, you're
Half day, couple hours.
within an hour or so of Tribor.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Once you get out of the woods, yeah.
is there is there like a hand cart somewhere here?
Let me check my pockets. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for something
There's
with
a
wheels,
wheelbarrow
like a
in the
wheelbarrow
shed.
or something. So if we were to bring this body back, we probably want to not reveal it until we are sure we can trust whoever we reveal it to, right?
You may
'Cause
need more
assuming that there
identifying
may be
information.
a body snatcher situation.
So I think that I could probably put this body into my bag of holding.
I guess she doesn't need to breathe anymore, I suppose. A little ignoble, but necessary, I suppose.
Is it a 500-pound or 50-pound bag of holding?
Yeah, it just says bag of holding, so that it can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding 64 cubic feet.
Got it. Yeah, you can probably put that body in there.
Yeah, and the mouth is 2 feet in diameter at the mouth, so that would diameter of 2 feet. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
might have to squish shoulders in a little bit, but you said she's a
Yeah, I think you could probably
Female
squish-
frame,
Yeah,
probably a
I
little
think
bit
you could
smaller.
probably. You should maybe take her armor off, maybe.
Yes.
Stick her in there.
perhaps.
Yeah.
So that is an
Well,
option.
we may as well do it with some dignity. Was there like bed sheets?
There is she has a traveler's sort of bedroll sitting on top of the other bed that whoever was using this was using to sleep in. That they also was within the liner of that they found the vial of spellfire.
I suppose if we're taking the body, whoever is using this place temporarily will also know that someone was here and removed items, so we might as well take whatever we wish then, including their bedroll.
Anybody want
I
to slightly
suppose
use
I just
blade?
wanted to wrap the body up in some manner that isn't quite that
Agreed.
isn't just dumping them bodily into the void.
All right.
Yeah, let's yeah, that sounds like a smart move. Let's do that.
I'll take a 10 minutes to prepare.
No problem. You're able to get the body wrapped up and taking your time to do it right, situating the body with as much respect as you possibly can.
Making sure she doesn't have any other devices that have extra planar nature.
I say a little prayer in Elvish up to Coralon
All right.
that
You do this.
that she finds a little bit more beauty in the next life than she left behind in this one.
Excellent. So you go ahead and wrap the body, put it in the bag, and are safely able to move now with her in your bag holding.
All right, I'll write that down. Body of unknown
Headless body.
ranger? Woman. Body of unknown woman. This is real suspicious.
Yeah, hence the bag of holding.
Yes. What are you gonna do now? That you found this whole thing with the radiance shafts. You found this weird vial. You found that note. You found that book, Kalimdor and Cyric book. So you found a number of things in this cabin that you might have not been expecting.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Should we try to head west right now and try to find this cave on our own, or should we go report back since it's only within an hour or two's walk first, and then see what we can get for assistance?
Well, yesterday I was thinking I may be trapped in here until my death. So now that we've broken the illusion, I'm feeling very interested in going home for a minute.
I would also vote for going back and reporting and seeing what we can get for assistance on maybe which caves would be the most likely.
Although if we start asking somebody at the Tribor Arms where to find a crystal knoll cave, then they'll maybe know that we're connected.
Or just the knolls where they'd
It could
see
be
them.
interesting.
We need to speak to Zindra and no one else.
I guess I haven't been in. I guess we'll see if she's still there.
And it sounds like the Tribor Arms might be an interesting place to play.
And also the note said, beloved Zindra.
Beloved.
So
Maybe we don't reveal the body right away, then, definitely.
however, if it was beloved, she could possibly identify the body as, if it is hers, as perhaps.
This might be Zindra.
If it was,
A gruesome ask, but probably our best bet.
If Zindra hasn't been seen in days, I think that this is possibly her. He pats his bag.
where is Zindra has not been seen in days? Where did you get that information?
I said if we find that that is the case, then
Yes.
could very well be her.
All right. So did you guys decide?
Months.
Did you guys
I
decide
can't
that you're
catch
going to
this.
head back?
I can't catch this daylight spell in a steel goblet, can I?
No.
Yes,
Oh.
let's go back to the Tribor Arms.
Had to try.
The
All right.
ogres?
Later.
What did you say?
I said the ogres?
I don't think they'll be welcome in town.
Well, if they are still at their
At
well,
the post where
toll
they're
booth,
robbing
to put it
caravans.
kindly.
We could bring them beers.
So be it.
What do you
I don't
propose?
have any on me. You know where they do have some, however, is the Tribal Arms, actually. Love the stuff.
Convenient. All right.
Everything points to the Tribor Arms.
All right. So are you going to continue heading west out of the woods this way, or are you going to go back east to where you came from, retract, tracing your steps through the woods?
Even though we can see the trail now, I'd feel safer treading ground we know is relatively safe.
All right. You're going to retreat back to the east where you came from, or are you going to go west toward probably much closer to the exit? Either one is fine by me. You're just going to roll randomly to see if there's any more challenges.
If we do go west, are you suggesting, Eric, we could go around the woods to return back to town?
I don't know. I was just saying that since we were pretty lost here, backing up might be safer. But
You were saying to go back the route we came because we know the route.
yeah, just backtrack because we haven't seen that part of the trail, and mission accomplished. But it's still a dangerous, shadowy woods with some illusion stuff in there. We should
You
be
tell me.
as safe as we can on the way out, right?
Yeah, make your decision how you want to do it.
Anyone else?
All right. Well, looks like Eric's going to speak. Eric, what did you decide? We're going to
We got what we came for. I say we go back the way we came and maybe avoid the knolls for now.
I say we find the knolls on the way.
Well, you'll know that because Eric, because Hemo has been here for a while, and just in general, these woods do not butt up against any hills. These woods, if you exit out the western side, is actually farmlands of Tribor. The hills are far to the west, probably a good half a day's travel into the woods. So you're gonna have to cross a vast amount of farmlands before you reach the hillsides to the west. So this just happens to be a clump of woods that separate
The
the
creepy
long
woods.
road from the farmlands that stretch out south of Tribor.
Yeah.
Well, then let's just head out west to the farmlands and have an easier time of it.
And then we can still go around and get back to Tribor.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna head out west.
Yeah, I like
All I
this.
need is a survival roll, please.
All right.
Who's gonna do that?
Come on, Lear.
Can do that.
Did the bard sing you a song of survival?
Man,
Living in the
7,
woods.
2 on the die.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Lear leads the group on, following the trail, a twisting, winding path. You think that you should be pretty close to the exit of this woods, following the trail, and looking past the illusions. When suddenly Lear realizes that, for whatever reason, he gets
He's
to
lost.
a point and he looks around, and then he looks back and he realizes he's been following a part of what he thought was an illusionary path, but it actually might have been just off the path. And suddenly he doesn't know exactly where he's at.
We can just keep bushwhacking west, right? I know where north is.
Give me a survival roll with advantage, please.
My cloak of ports billows. I don't know, an 11?
All right. Looking around, you believe you have found the situation where you can discover where true north is. Walking
To the
perpendicular
left.
to that, yeah, you got to keep it to yourself.
I'll go
North and
west, this way. I hack a tree directly west.
Yeah,
And it's
I
not-
even
just
though
cut anything in my path. I walk perfectly straight.
finally you reach the edge of the forest. As you step forward, the light slowly brightens. Inch by inch, it becomes slowly more and more bright until suddenly the woods themselves sort of release you. You sort of feel like you just like emerged from the woods themselves.
Does my head feel better?
No, I would like you to give me a roll of D4, please.
Oof. Dang. I was about to roll another wisdom check, but I already failed 2, didn't I?
No. Yeah, give me a D4,
2.
please. 2. All right. You take 2 points of charisma damage.
Oof. Is it kind of instantaneous, or is it
Yes.
like it just grew? So
Yeah.
I sort of
Yeah, you're like, in game
Hold on.
terms, it's sort of happening, but you've kind of reached the point where you notice it.
I'm hurting.
Made you kind of grumpy.
Yeah, I feel grumpy.
You've taken 1d4 points of charisma.
What is this? What is affecting me right now?
I don't know. That's not a normal wound. It's not really a wound at all. What?
I'm gonna check myself over
Yeah.
again and maybe
And
get somebody's
when-
assistance over here.
And as you do that, you suddenly feel like there might be safety in the Barrow Woods.
Uh-oh.
That's the sort of urge that I get.
Yeah.
But
You're
can I
you look
recognize
back,
that I have the
You
urge?
kind of look back longing, feeling it, and you're like, no, this doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah. I'll say that out loud. I am feeling the urge to return to the woods, but so
But
far,
no one ever comes out except for us just now. Don't test it again.
I don't want to go
That is a
back. I'm
mighty
just
dark
telling you what
urge.
urges I am feeling currently.
Yeah, he's he's doing the dark urge. Factions of Fate, dark urge.
Can I do a medicine check on myself?
Go
See
ahead.
if I can detect any actual wounds or anything that
Go
might be
for it.
impacting myself. And is anybody else trained in medicine that could assist me since he's got your attention for a moment?
Nice. We got a couple of bardic inspirations.
Nobody else is trained in medicine?
No.
All right. Well, I got an 18.
Just making wounds.
All right. Your medicine tells you you're fine.
All right. And I'm going to keep thinking through the things that I know. I'm going to go through Arcana as well. Can anybody assist me with an Arcana check on myself?
I can do that.
Excellent. Let's roll that. Is that all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right. Rolled. You know what? I'm going to use my last flash of genius for the day and bump that up to 18 Arcana
All right.
check.
18 Arcana check. All right. You cast Arcana on you. All right. You use Arcana to search within yourself and what's going on, and you just don't see anything. You obviously know all the magic items you have and everything. You don't see anything tainting you or it seems like something's like cast on you. No spell effect that you see.
All right. I did medicine, did arcana. I guess I can just use an investigation to see if there's anything else, physically attached to me, perhaps, that I didn't see before.
Go for it.
Your armor, you've been in it the whole time. Maybe something happened to that?
As part of this, I will step out of the armor. It's a 1-round action, so that's easy enough to do.
Sure, roll initiative.
That'd be great.
All right.
24 in my investigation.
You investigate your armor as it stands there. Your armor is intact. Everything about what you have
And all the other gear I've got.
Nothing seems wrong. Though you have a headache. And things, you look back, you kind of look out to the north where Tribor is. That Tribor might be a scary place.
Tribor feels scary to me right now. Something is affecting my mind.
You are likely cursed.
I do not like this. How do I remove a curse?
Create a spell.
Be a remove curse spell.
Will Dispel Magic remove a curse? I don't think it will.
No.
I think there's a spell called Remove Curse.
In standard D&D,
Greater
remove
have to
restoration.
find a cleric.
Standard D&D, remove curses. But as we've established before in my game, remove curse, the spell doesn't always remove a curse. It's kind of like dispelling a magical effect. There's a roll involved to see if you can actually do it.
Either way, I can't remove a curse.
And that is one theory. Let us move north. He'll step back into his armor. We'll see how I feel. We're going parallel to the woods, yes?
Yeah, you are. You're
Oh.
traveling.
No, greater restoration can try to. I don't have the diamond dust for it though.
Yeah.
Well, if I continue to deteriorate, perhaps there is.
Oh, yes. Powdered diamond. I can definitely afford some of that.
You have
now. Definitely. I'm sure my credit's fine. I should be able to get plenty of diamond dust.
All right. So you head off parallel to the town. Now, you must have been investigating the home and this cabin in the woods in a while. You've traveled a little bit. So as you broke out of the land to the west, you can see that the sun is already past the noonday. It's getting old. And as you journey back toward Tribor, you can see you're entering Tribor from the south, and it is late in the afternoon. And we'll bring the map up now.
All right.
All right, I will bring up the Tribor Arms location so you can see it.
I suppose you already have a guest room unless Theo insists on staying in the forge.
I would hope so. Thank you. Also, how many gold worth of diamond dust was it?
100 GP.
Okay, I can definitely do that. Like I have enough gold pieces for that.
Well, if we can find those materials in town, I could try to fix your predicament.
Do you have 200 gold? We may have to go to Foehammer's.
I don't know if he would be so bold as to try to do something like that for us after we did save him from that after the attack, if you recall.
We did fight with him.
We
The old
did.
dwarf does respect that's for sure.
You just saved his life.
Exactly. He was
Literally brought him back from the edge of death.
But I shall not make an assumption.
All right. All right. What do you guys gonna do? You're back in town.
All right.
Eckankar says it's important that he go and return to talk to Jorlins. So he'll be go
Fair.
follow her.
Is it daytime still, or
It is.
are places
Late afternoon.
closing?
Late afternoon.
Okay.
Think of the long orange sun, the shadows coming in from the west. A lot like what the map sort of looks like now in its time frozen state.
Guys, Eckankar might be out on an adventure with us when his baby is born.
Oh no.
Jorlins won't forgive him. So you better wrap this. You better wrap this up. You got 4 months. All right.
Oh boy.
Tribor arms, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we stop by. I would invite everybody to stop by the Oakenheel School for a simple meal. Just wash the road dust off our stuff.
All right. Do you want to head back to your school and clean up before you go to Tribor Arms?
Charu snaps his fingers and the dust just falls away from him. I am ready.
Oh,
not that he looks all that much better without the dust, to be honest.
Now he looks like a not dusty. Would you say that your what did you say your hair was like a dirty mop?
Pretty much, yeah. Dirty, well-used mop water. Just hair color, kind of stringy.
Nice.
Almost kind of greasy.
I would rather go to the Tribor Arms now and inquire about this Zindra.
All right. Anybody have a different opinion? Eric seems think that Hemo
very
wants
well.
to go back to-
We can stop. I was just worried for my companion with the headache. I just thought we could
I appreciate
stop
it.
at home first, but
No, let's continue on our mission.
we'll
Perhaps it's related.
maybe progress is the only cure then. All right.
All right. The group of you head over toward the tribe arms, heading inside. I'll have Eckankar heading off to speak with Jorlins. The rest of you going in.
On the way there, I will. On the way there, I will cast prestidigitation on the rest of the party. We do wish to be. We do wish to be
Presentable.
a bit surreptitious in our approach here.
Got it. All right. As you do so, you head toward the Tribor Arms. You can see that as you approach, you can see that this place is rowdy and boisterous, even in the early evening. There is music bellowing out from the actual doors themselves. The windows flung open to release the heat from the crowd that's within, yelling and in a fever pitch. You can hear people yelling names to each other. You actually hear a glass break and people laugh. Meanwhile, as you near, you see a tiefling leaning against the door frame, rubbing a kind of a glass clean as he looks up as you approach. And he says, "Well met, friends."
Is that one for throwing or for drinking?
Well, I'm sorry, Eric. What'd you say?
Is that glass for throwing or for drinking?
That depends. Once you purchase the glass, you can do what you wish, the tiefling says, and he has a smile. But seriously, please come in. You look like you need a place to rest after your long travels. Are you coming from far to the south? And suddenly, the man smiles and says, because you don't look like you've come from Waterdeep.
I have come from much further.
Well, I've been staying in town here for a little while with Hemo here. But yes, we are weary.
Hemo! Oh,
Yes.
You run the school. I am
Yes,
sorry.
hello.
I don't get that to that
For
part
now.
of town very often. Please do, if you get a chance, bring more of your students here. I've heard many good things about you.
Oh, I've heard all sorts of things about Tribor Arms from them, so I think they're already fans.
Do you come for information then? You seem like the sort who doesn't want to linger about in my place to drink.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
The
just
drink is
interested
not
in
outside
seeing
of
what they're.
proposition.
Well then, please, come in. Make yourselves at home. The bar's right there. Just weave yourself. Get out of the way.
That won't be a problem. He wants
Conniff,
us.
you will move. Move it.
Yeah.
The power
Like an
armor
Iron Man.
alchemist.
Full plate armor walking into the
Yeah.
place. It probably looks pretty loud.
All right, you
Sorry,
walk
sounds
in.
pretty loud. Looks pretty imposing.
You see
It looks loud and sounds loud.
This is a dimly lit and bustling tavern. There, like I said, there is music being played in the corner. Musicians with feet up, leaning back, sort of in these fairly relaxed state. They're playing music, but also talking to each other at the same time. And they seem to be almost like playing endless loops of music as they chat and yell to each other.
I'm going to head over there and ask if I can sit in.
Yeah.
Give me a persuasion roll.
On the way over, Jeru's like, yes, go make a distraction.
And
Okay.
ask them if they. Never mind.
What'd
He
you
walks
get?
off.
For persuasion, right?
Yes, persuasion.
Coming up. 14.
They as you're playing, they're like, all's welcome, grab. I see you bring your loot.
Indeed.
Yes. We're playing in triads here, and he gives you a quick demo as his fingers are moving about his fiddle. He starts showing you the progressions, and he says, "Remember, we raise up on the 9th on the 4th go round. Don't forget." They always forget.
And I'll just laugh at that piece of cake and pull out my loot and start playing.
Showing
along.
off.
Yeah, you start playing. As you begin playing, the rest of you wander in. The bartender
will
walks.
cast disguise self on himself to be a dwarf again,
All right,
Nice.
to not raise suspicion.
you cast. You are now a dwarf as you walk into the area. The bartender looks over and says, welcome. What can I get for you all?"
Beers around for my companions.
He places
Can
the
I-
ales out, pouring
Can I
them one
look
by
around
one.
to see if there's any of my students here?
Give
It
me
would be
perception.
really embarrassing if I ran into any of my students here.
Give me a
Your
perception roll. What'd you get?
Not with advantage. We'll take the first one. 19.
19. Let's see.
The entire place is filled with your students. You don't have that many students, do you? That'd be
Like,
hilarious, though. They're like,
dozen or so?
teacher.
All right. What you do see.
It's spring break.
What you do see. You don't see any of your students, but you do see
Oh, good.
that Flander's brother
Oh, yeah.
was standing in the corner talking with somebody, and when Flander gets up and starts playing, his brother grabs his ale and drinks it down real quick, slams it down, and kind of walks off. He kind of peels his eyes as if he's sort of in disappointment that he has to deal with seeing that Flander is there. He kind of just gives the eye roll and walks off, and he walks outside. Flander does not
He
know.
always was a man of questionable taste.
So you see him. You see Flander's brother wander out of the arms. None of your students seem to be
I think Hemo walks over to the stage or wherever they're playing, and will holler over the music. There was an O'Donnell here. I don't think he was a fan.
Leans over to the newly minted dwarf. What part of surreptitious does he not understand?
I do not understand the way they operate.
How much is the round of beers?
that will be what's called a gold.
I'll hand him a gold.
It's called a gold.
Turn around and I'll scan the room too. But basically, I'm not planning on talking to anybody in here. I don't feel good. So he's just going to shut his mouth at that point and watch you all do your thing.
All right. The rest of you are walking in. Anybody else doing anything? The bartender has served you all around drinks.
As soon as Lear is handed a drink, as soon as it hits his hand, he downs the whole thing in one massive gulp and hands the mug right back. Thank you. That was
The
very
bartender
nice.
goes, it was. God, you need another.
Sure.
Yeah.
He looks to the person paying, fills it up, hands it back.
He downs it in one swig again and hands it back, says thank you, turns around and walks away.
Dwarves, right?
Yes, yes. All right. Anybody else doing anything while you're in this tavern? You can see Flander over there.
Hemo, nudge, nudge.
I think I'll just
So
watch the door and see if the O'Donnell brother comes back in. I'll grab a drink and just watch the door.
All right. You just see that Falso, his brother, just exits, looks around both ways for any traffic coming in from a wagon or whatever, and then makes his way north. You can see through the window that he most likely jumped on the back of a horse and rides north, further into town.
Okay, so he's gone.
All right.
So
But not quite.
Drew,
Not quite. As he's getting to trying to end, it's getting to the end of town. You see, he suddenly stops. He looks at a horse coming the opposite direction. He literally stops, and you hear them yelling. He sees them yelling at this person, and they're exchanging sort of angry words with each other. They're a little too far off before the O'Donnell brother Falso rides forward. Farsal.
Farsol. Write it down.
Farsal. I can name them any way I want.
It's not Falso.
Farsal. Farsol, right?
Right.
So Farsal, before Farsal heads off to back into town. So he sort of stops and sees this
Somebody
horseman
heading
coming the other
southbound.
direction, and he yells at him about something and then moves on.
Does the southbound horse continue heading southbound
It
towards
does.
us?
Yeah.
Can you see what that one looks like?
Yeah, I think
He looks like a merchant. He looks like a merchant, like someone who just does work in town. He doesn't look like from around here. He probably looks like a foreigner, but from outside of Tribord. But he just seems to be a merchant walking right. He turns in and goes to the Lion's Share, which is just past the edge of the Tribord Arms. I'll mark that on the map. He sort of heads back and he kind of turns down this road. So as you see him he's heading down this way. The other one's coming back this way, but instead of coming toward you, he turns into the Lion's Share. You see Farsal continues on toward town. That person goes into the Lion's Share. That's the only thing that you noticed. Meanwhile, Flander is playing away, having a good old time, and you hear the person leading the band. He's like, "Here comes the transition! Don't fuck it up!" And then as they move around, they all yell together. Just as the transition, they all yell together. We always do, even though they don't mess it up. And that the rest of the group, you see all the people in the area who are drinking raise their hand and they go, "We always do," and they drink. It's almost as if they made a drinking game.
Sort of like the sociable.
Right. Okay, so anybody else doing anything while you're in the Tribord Arms?
Wait, should he roll to see if he actually made the transition?
Give me a performance check to see if you roll.
Sure.
Oh, how terrible it is.
It looks like I don't fuck it up.
Yeah, you made it. You made it. You remembered to jump up to the 9th on that fourth go round. All right. What's the rest of you guys gonna do? You're in this Tribord Arms. It is busy. There are people talking and mixing it up. People having drinks. They're playing darts in one area. They seem to be throwing axes in one end of the arms. They just have an axe with a stump and they just start throwing. They laugh at it and drinking. What are you guys gonna do here?
So Zaru has his beer about. He grasps it with Mage Hand, and it's like just out of arm's reach.
All right.
And he pulls out a long metal, like collapsible straw, and he opens it up and he puts it in the beer, and he starts sucking it as hard as he can, as long as he can, as fast as he can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he is drinking his beer with his long straw.
That'd be
Nice.
pretty bubbly, I think.
Telescoping straw.
Yeah. He's gonna have a big old return happening.
When you get done with that, I'll ask you if you want another one.
No, one straw is all I need.
I am good, thank you.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead.
Anything else you're gonna do? You come into Tribal Arms. You're having a good time. That people are yelling, having the band is playing. Hemo, you do see some people you sort of shopped with here. People have purchased or maybe they've seen him on the street. Since you don't really have a shop or you do a lot of commerce, but you know people around here. They'll say hello to you or whatever. And that's about it. Yeah. Anybody else gonna do anything?
I guess
Who's gonna
I want to
ask
ask. Yeah, I think it's time to ask the bartender about Zilna?
Zindra.
Zindra.
All right. What are you gonna? When you walk into the bartender? Yes, Hemo. Can I get you something else?
Just the one was fine, thanks. Say, does a Zindra still work here?
No one really works here. They mostly just stay here and hang out. Are you looking for a ranger of some sort? You need a guide?
Yeah. I guess we're looking for a guide.
Well, Zindra wouldn't be my first choice, but if you're looking for her, she's in the back corner over there. He points around the corner. She's been there for at least an hour now.
What? She drunk as hell or what?
Oh no. She's just sitting there in the corner. She's been soaking for the last few weeks at least. Every day she wanders in, sits in the corner, orders one drink, barely drinks it, and then leaves.
Huh. What'd she drink?
Mostly just an ale.
Let me get
He'll tap it on-
2 ales then.
He taps at the mugs
Yeah.
as if to
All right,
punctuate his point.
He pops out. She pours you 2 ales. There you go. Try to get her out of here. She keeps taking my seats, but I've known her and her family for most of their lives, and I just hate to give her the boot. She should move her ass and get it back outside and earn some income. That's how she buys beers here. Besides, she doesn't look like she's too happy sitting there.
No, she doesn't. Well, I'll see if I can open it up for the next person to sulk over your ales.
Or just keep buying more. Either way works for me.
Fair enough. I go back to the party first and say, I think I found Zindra. She seems to be drowning her sorrows here for, surprise, surprise, the past 6 weeks or so. I'm gonna go talk to her.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Does anybody else want these beers?
Are you sure you're the one to talk to her? You are not.
Look, okay, I'm not the greatest teacher of how to speak with women. This is my town. I just
Yes,
figured maybe
Flander, could you come over here, please?
Flander.
When the
Yeah.
song winds up, I'll be right
Theo-
back, fellas.
Theo rudely interrupts. Yeah, Flander.
Oh, you're leaving me for the next turn.
He'll be back.
Hurry up, jackass.
He'll be back. I hand you one of those notes too. Here.
The band's yelling at you, and they all start laughing. And as you jump up and leave, and they go, he's a sour jackass, and the whole party.
Wait, Flander, here, tag.
Sour jackass. That's really good.
Oh,
Flander
sorry.
says, "Don't worry about it. Take these beers. I got you."
Okay.
They're juggling.
You're wooing a depressed woman. I think she might be DS's lover. We don't know. Zilna's in the seat right there. I need you to talk to her. I'll cover for you. I pull out a flute.
You pull out your flute.
I pull out a
public,
flute.
man.
I run up to the stage. Wait, give me your hat.
Don't fuck up the changes.
Sure. Yeah.
As you jump up on stage, the musicians that are sitting back, they're literally kind of leaning back and playing. They just got their feet up, but they kind of lean forward and are yelling at the crowd. And as you jump up, he looks up at you with his fiddle and he says, "Who the fuck are you?"
I'm Himo Oakenhill.
I don't care. Play the flute.
I accompany the great Flander O'Donnell.
Ooh.
See, I've definitely been playing the flute for years. I do have flute proficiency, but
That's right.
I'm not like a bard.
Give me a performance roll.
Mix it up.
With a, what is that, a charisma?
What's your performance? Oh,
All right.
Oh,
As you
not only do you fuck up the syntax,
you're playing along, and he leans and he goes, "Don't fuck up the changes." And as the fourth row goes around, everybody on the stage plays one step higher than you play, and you suddenly sound like you are in discordant to the entire song. And when that happens, the bar stops. Everyone in the whole place stops.
Boo!
What? I thought this was a jazz club.
Theo
The whole
boos.
place stops.
It's
Everyone
1,
looks at
4,
it,
5. It's easy.
Oh,
and everyone
that it was
stops.
falls all the way down.
And as they look at you, they say, "We know who's buying now!" And they point to you, and the bartender goes, "Ah!" Yeah, and starts handing beers out.
Add it to his
Now it's minus 30,040.
Oh,
Theo's
hold on.
laughing at
And
the
they
bar.
begin playing, and he goes, "Don't fuck up the change." They start playing, and you're sitting there like, now you're worried because you just think
Now
that
you got
just
stage
bought
fright.
you just think you bought the bar a round of drinks.
I'm not paying for that.
We'll see what we see.
Probably paying for that.
Graham, what's going on?
Okay, I will approach Zindra with the two beers, and I'll check see if her mug is empty.
All right, here, I'll describe what you see. In the dim light corner of the bustling tavern, amidst the raunchous laughters and clinking tankards, wow,
Clink.
sits a blonde elven ranger, her hood pulled low and partially obscuring her features. The flickering candlelight catches the hints of a rebellion in her emerald eyes, which seems to glint with a mix of weariness and amusement. Her slender frame is clad in supple leather armor, bearing the marks of numerous journeys through untamed wilderness. Despite the jovial atmosphere surrounding her, she appears lost in thought, nursing a half-empty tankard of ale, its contents forgotten as she drifts in and out of contemplation. That's what you see.
I will approach it. Yep. And I will just walk over to Excuse me.
She looks up. Ah, who the fuck are you?
I am Flander O'Donnell. Are you Zindra?
Depends. How much you looking to spend?
Well, we might have some news on a friend of yours.
Friends don't pay the bills, friend. Unless you want to be my pay the bill friend. I take you out anywhere you want to go. 10 gold pieces a day plus expenses.
I'm going
Anything
to,
more than going more than 2 days out, I want notice first.
I was going to put the mug down in front of her as well. Negotiations can start with the drink. May I sit down?
You can sit down all you want, but it's 10 gold pieces per day plus expenses. So tell me, did you say your name is Flander?
Yes. Flander
Right.
O'Donnell.
Flander O'Donnell. Well, whoever you are, Flander, where are you looking to go?
Perhaps we can take this conversation. I look around to see if there's anyone paying attention to us.
Nobody seems to be paying attention. Do you walk up next to him?
Yeah. And I whisper in Elvish, specifically, right? To be like, perhaps we should take this conversation outside.
She looks up, her mouth drawing a gape. Fuck me, Shatter Kai. Huh. Well, you think of going to the Shadowfell? You can you can get bent on that. I'm staying in this area.
Yeah.
We're not asking you to go
I
to
know.
Shatterkai territory. What do you know of Davisha Shane?
What did you say, sir?
What do you know of Davisha Shane?
Do you mean Duvessa?
Devessa, yes. I'll write that down.
Duvessa. Well, I have nothing to say about Duvessa, Shane. I don't dwell on those who want nothing to do with me. And maybe where business is done. She kind of grits her teeth a little bit, leaning back, putting her feet up on the table. She grabs her drink. She goes to drink it, and she looks at it, seeing how old it is. She pushes it aside.
I will present her with the fresh mug.
She grabs it and she looks at it, swirls it around a bit, takes a drink. Doesn't say thank you, and she puts it down. She says, "So you're the shadow." But I'm sorry.
You are referring to the Devessa Shane, who is running for a Lord Protector.
Yeah, now. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened with that?
We have reason to believe that's not the real Devessa Shane.
I know Devessa Shane. I know her. I don't even want to. It's so fine. She looks down.
You know her intimately?
She looks down in distraction. And then she looks up at you and she says, I just know her.
And they were best friends.
I please request that we take this conversation out of here.
She says, if I go anywhere, it's 10 gold pieces per day plus expenses.
Giroux will put down 15 gold pieces. This should cover us for at least a conversation. Please follow us.
Yes.
She slaps her hands almost violently on the coins, sliding them across the table as they ricochet off of her arm and into her bag. Then she stands up. She reaches behind, grabbing her bow, slinging it over her shoulder. You bought yourself a date, as long as your expenses aren't too expensive.
Oh, the expenses will be minimal, but it is important. Please.
She walks out. She as she stops, she turns and takes that ale that you put down to her. She drinks it down.
Let us return to the school. That is the most secure place that I know of.
She walks out. As you see that Ahimo is over there playing music. Here comes the change.
Stop while you're ahead.
Roll me a performance check.
Another.
Oh, you made the change.
Hey, you did
it was a little bit. You almost forgot.
Everybody pauses.
You kind of slip. You kind of as you get to you reach up to the 8th. You just barely hear them on the 9th. You're like, oh, you make the change. You make the transfer, and you're able to keep up with their group. And and then as you see them, you can see the Shadow Kai, your friend Jaru, and you can see the half-elven friend Flander walking out of the tavern with a woman, a blonde elven woman. Her hair, her like a hood pulled up tight. She has a bow on her and a well-worn, supple leather armor following the two of them.
I feign drunkenness. I throw the flute into the crowd. Woo! Try to catch the flute with mage hand.
Okay.
If I can.
You can, yeah.
And use that as an excuse to slip out of the band and run out the front door.
I need you to give me a deception roll.
Lucky number 7.
As you go, you see the bartender
-1 for a second.
See the bartender reaching over as you start. Hey there!
How much does he owe you?
You missed the change. That'll be 9 gold, my friend. You've drank the bar. you've had the bar, is what he says.
I think you bought the bar.
I turn in the doorway. I fish 9 gold out of my pocket. I'll subtract it from my total.
All right.
And I use mage hand to flick it in his face and say,
All right.
Fine, take it. I'll be broke anyways.
He laughs at you and he says, ha ha ha. And he raises the crowd and you hear the people on the other side start ranting and cheering and a big chorus of cheers from something else that's not even a conversation that you're
I look back at him and say, if it was the whole bar, I'll take those 2 for me and him.
Oh yeah. He pulls out the two drinks. Don't leave the bar with my mugs.
I grab the 2. I walk out the front door.
You living with him?
Hemo. This one's yours. There's a tiefling right there, right?
Yeah.
Still?
He's sitting down and he goes, hey.
I hand you the bar. I hand you the beer. You paid for this. You want it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll down mine real quick and I'll hand it to the
I'll
tiefling.
take it. I'll drink it.
right,
As
you
Hemo
guys.
comes out,
Clunk,
as Hemo comes out, I'll just lean over to him and say, "They're decent musicians, but their showmanship needs a lot of work."
All right. Well, the two of you have actually left already. Now, the two of you are leaving with this
Zindra.
Zindra. She's following you. She seems to walk with a purpose. She sort of has a forward lean about her. Always her head is down, her eyes are up, and she stomps almost with great direction toward where you're pointing. And she, as she walks up next to you when you're walking through the town, heading toward the school, she says, "Well, I've never been paid to lead someone to their own school."
We just need a place to discuss things, and my classes are over. My school is just a lot quieter than the Tribor Arms.
We're hustling to catch up.
Yep, you're also going to catch up. Eventually, you're going to make your way to to Hemo's school. All right, as you approach the school, you can see that the school is mostly without anybody there right now. It's closed up. Whatever classes have been going on have been canceled. However, as you get to the door opens and Sanjeet, your fellow teacher, is there.
Late tutoring, Sanjeet?
No, I was just cleaning up. We missed you last night.
I
thought you'll be home. You never said you were going to be gone. There were classes today.
Well, you can handle the basics. It's just drills.
Yes, that is true.
There's something afoot. It was important.
Yes, actually.
We were unexpectedly detained.
Do you mind if I use the? I need to use the floor.
No.
And maybe one of the guest rooms.
All right. Well, I'll be outside then. And she walks out and goes, "Oh, Zindra, how are you?" And Zindra looks over at Sanjeet, and she kind of gives a smirk. Says, "I'm good, Sanjeet. Nice to see you again." Sanjeet, they kind of pass each other, and
Cordial.
Zindra
Nice.
looks back at him for just a moment, and then looks at you.
Is
right.
Zindra the person he's interested in?
No, but Hemo leans around to catch Sanjeet's eye, gives him a big stupid thumbs up, like, "You're doing great."
Yeah, he looks and goes. He says, "No, she's just someone I know from the Tribal Arms. We sometimes go there. The students and I, we drink."
Hemo knows something of this now.
Don't tell them I
Don't
go
shoot, Hemo.
there. Don't tell them I go there.
Well, we were just there.
Shush.
You should go with us when we go. Why did you stay here then?
What? I never go to the Tribor Arms.
You just did. Thought the
That's
whole
for
place
young
around.
folks like you.
It's
I'm
all right.
almost at 180. Of course I don't go down
I
there.
definitely spilled the beans on him buying
Got
the
my
whole.
own wine.
All right, Sanjeet says, "I will make myself scarce. You can do what you want with your school. I'll return later." And
Yes. Good night, Sanjeet.
All right, good night. All right, Zendra walks into the school with you, and she looks around. She goes, "All right, what is this about?"
How well did you know Duvessa?
Well, I know that she's been looking for things around town. I know that she was looking for something just west of the Barrow Woods. I know that she found
Yes.
some strange things within the Barrow Woods themselves. She didn't tell me much, but I know she's looking for a living crystal or something. I wouldn't even normally tell you
When was
this,
the
but
last-
she's basically that she was anyway. I wouldn't even bother telling you this, but honestly, I don't know what she's been doing the last. I guess she's going to be mayor or whatever they call this person in the tower, the Lord Protector.
Lord Protector.
When was the last time she was acting normal?
I don't even know who you are. She looks over at you.
He'll give his full name.
She goes, she says, you wanted me, you paid your 10 gold, so I'll try to be cordial, but honestly, what does my relationship with Devessa Shane have to do with anything? She seems to be a little bit off. I mean, you're obviously hitting a sensitive nerve with her.
You think her run for mayor is strange as well, right?
Out of character.
Yes, she was so involved with her work.
Well,
we had met when we were looking. I helped her find the cabin in the woods of the Barrow Woods.
When was
I
the last
believe
time
we
you were
should-
there?
wait, when did you help her find this? Well,
Last year.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
I found her last year. I helped her find the cabin. I'd been there many times, but not recently. Not since she came into town, and suddenly just decided to. I mean, she called me an insolent child.
Is that
I believe
I'm
we should rip
50 years
this
older than
Band-Aid
her.
off.
So,
Cameron, what was
not a very nice thing to say to an adult elf? That's for sure.
Lear says, looks to Theo, because you got the bag of holding. I believe we should rip this Band-Aid off.
Well,
Yeah.
first, we
Indeed.
believe we are working. We think that her run for mayor is unusual. It's suspicious, and so does Darathra Chandrel. So, on her behest, we've been looking into why the sudden run, why the sudden bid for Tribor, and we did find that cabin. Was it?
tossed?
But we found it destroyed,
Well,
damaged.
It was an old
Robbed.
cabin in the woods. It's been destroyed for decades.
was it searched when you were there?
What?
It had been searched recently,
Thoroughly.
and
I haven't been there in a few months, but she would.
Okay, that's enough. My charisma is very low, so he's definitely not being subtle with this one. He's like, there was a body. We would like you to attempt to identify it. Here, he'll kneel down, he'll pull out the bag of holding, and he'll start to pull the body out of the bag of holding, and kind of like getting his foot on there, and like.
She steps back.
Warning.
As you start pulling this body out.
There isn't a head.
You think
it is wrapped. It is
That's a good
prepared
warning.
It is prepared as if for burial.
Yeah, it's been wrapped.
It's been wrapped up. So
she's clearly
can
been
leave the
around
head covered.
danger.
Yeah.
Right. So she steps back and you can see she calmly puts a hand on a dagger that's kind of at her one hip,
We did not make
We
this
mean
dead.
you
this
know
was dead when
harm.
we got there.
and she takes a step back and she says, "What is this?" She's very confused by being pulled into this weird murder room with these strangers.
There's multiple entrances though, right? Like
She's-
there's a back.
Yeah,
entrance and
she
stuff,
starts
so-
stepping back and she's like, "I don't think this is worth the 10 gold."
We are
this
worried.
will be worth much more.
We are worried Devetta is not herself. Did you not hear us?
We
a moment
think
ago?
somebody, frankly, we think somebody has killed and replaced the Duvessa you knew.
Is this her?
And she looks as it. You have it all wrapped up. This body wrapped up. And what are you going to? You
Well,
unwrap
start
it?
unwrapping it gently.
Yeah.
I'm taking. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
careful.
I
I'm
would like
gentle.
you to give me a persuasion roll. We'll start with that.
I am not doing any persuading. I'm just dexterously unwrapping this thing.
Okay.
Allow me.
Well, you want to present it, right? Right. So, all
Who's
right.
got the somebody's got the bedside manner. and I
Dexterity?
think that might.
Let me.
All right.
All right, I'll back off.
Perhaps he has some-
13.
I'm feeling gruff.
Yeah, I guess so. So what happened?
Much of a
You got a 13 in persuasion.
A 13 in
All
persuasion.
right. What are you
yeah.
going to do as he starts flipping over this bag? You know, he's basically he's going to try to present it. And he's like, allow me to calmly present you this body. Bing, there it is.
I'm just gonna. This may be a bit of a shock. Prepare yourself.
Her brow furrows a little bit, and she takes a half step forward, and you see that her back foot is slightly turned, as if she doesn't quite trust this group of 5 people who brought her into the murder room school.
Yeah.
And they're pulling out a dead body out of the sack, and then she's like, she gets that she is adventuring, but she was, leading someone through a forest is much different than 5 people being like, oh, come to my secret murder room and look at a dead body. So as you do that,
a normal Thursday.
Yeah.
Hemo assures her, we're not going to keep you here. We think you can help us.
Okay. You flip open the body, and let's see what she identifies. Oh. She looks at it at first, and she says, she kind of tilts her head. She looks up and down, and she's like, she seems to struggle with it at first as she's looking, and you can't tell. She's not trying to find it. Now the body's been dead for a little bit of a period of time. It's discolored and looking odd. Its armor and it's everything's been removed except for its undershirt, and the undershirt is soaked and stained. Everything looks kind of gruesome in this state. There's no head on it.
I go over and I nudge
cast
Flander.
prestidigitation.
Oh, okay. Good call. I nudge Flander and I say birthmarks, other marks.
Moles.
She leans down next to the body, and she reaches her fingers out delicately toward one of the hands, and she kind of slowly moves it open, and the hand is stiff in to move, but it's well past the stiffness part, but still kind of stiff to move. And she looks at it. She has no problem touching this dead body. She looks at the hand, and she stares just at the hand shape, like the shape of it, as if it's drawing memory from herself, as if it doesn't. Something is triggering in her brain by the shape of the palm and the fingers, and she suddenly stops, and she stands up straight as an arrow, and she looks at you. She says, "What is this? What is this?" She begins backing up, and she's shaking her head. She goes, "What illusion is this?"
We found this in the Barrow Woods.
We don't know either.
Barrow Woods.
We're trying to find who did this.
You're trying to tell me that this is Duvessa Shane. That's what you're trying to tell me. But no,
we are trying to get you to tell us if that is Duvessa Shane.
I saw her yesterday. She was standing in front of the Lord Protector's tower, ranting and raving just 2 days ago.
We saw that
I believe
she
there may be an
sound like-
imposter.
There was a
Did she
lion.
sound like her old self, though?
That was me.
Oh, that was the lion.
This is magic. This I don't know what you're doing here, and I don't know what trickery you're trying to do to me.
Dispel the magic.
Dispel what? I am a ranger.
None. There is no magic.
I'm a ranger. She looks at the body laying there. She's pointing like accusatory both at the body and at the group of you. She says, "No, I just no. Why are you doing this?"
We seek to solve the mystery.
Fuck your mystery. What? She looks like she's getting very upset right now.
Does anybody know calm emotions?
Her zone of truth?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Well,
Flander, you should play some music, Flander.
I go to cover the body back up.
All right.
Well, it makes this very complicated because it means that well, frankly, I think the good news is you loved her, didn't you? the good news
Don't
is...
say it like that. Don't say it like that.
You
Don't say it
in
like
time,
that.
it's been 175 years. But that means she never stopped. She never changed. She probably never
say
stopped
it.
feeling it.
Say it
about
again.
You as well.
No, it's not. You say it like it's over, like it's like this. This is not. No. She tells you she's getting all teary and upset, and she stares at it. She goes, This is not.
You know the truth.
She stares at it, and you see her. She grabs her eyes like this, and she just starts rubbing them, like the tears are just kind of like she's like, rubbing her face, and she just backs up and to the wall, and she's like, why?
Flander will walk up to her, not lay a hand on her, but just say, I am so sorry. It's her, isn't it?
We must bring this to the Harpers.
The harp? What? Who did this? What? Wait. What is going on? She gets up from the wall and she begins pacing. You think the way that she deals with stress? Some people fold under stress.
She fights it.
But this person attacks it. This person attacks stress, and she begins pacing. And
that Theo recognizes instantly that starting to dig in and the analysis and the logic, trying to ferret out what's happening.
She said I was nothing. That's what she said to me. She said
It wasn't her.
It wasn't.
What else do you remember?
But if it wasn't her, why didn't she come? Why didn't she meet me when I told her to meet me? Why? What happened?
What else changed?
Nothing. She just told me to. I went to her. I asked her. I said we were supposed to go find she wanted to find a living gem.
Crystal.
Crystal. Thank you. A living crystal.
Yes.
It was. I know where they are. I know where the crystal
focus.
caves are. Something about it. The focus. I don't know. It's something with her order.
And this was before she changed. Yes.
Yeah, we were gonna find it, and then suddenly she comes to me and she says, and she comes into town, and I ask her what's going on, why had she not returned to town the night before where she was supposed to come, and that's when she told me that she wanted nothing to do with me, that I should be off. She called me an insolent child.
Not her. Find the moment when she changed.
I believed her.
Find the moment when she changed. It will help.
That's when it all happened. I tried everything I could to talk her down, but she didn't listen. She didn't, and she kind of pushes you aside and runs up, knees sliding across the floor as she lands next to the body as you're kind of putting it back, and she grabs your hand and moves it up to look at it, the hand again. She hears nothing about the body, but she's looking at the hand. And she looks just at the hand and she says, how can I believe that she changed? But I did. I'm such a fool.
Flander will kneel down next to her and just... No, the last one you spoke to was not the Defessa Shane you knew.
She looks up.
We think it's an imposter.
She looks up at you. Go ahead. Sorry.
What do you know of her correspondence with Finis?
She looks up at you in your eyes. Her eyes are welling with water, but not tearing outright, as if her tenacity of will is keeping her from breaking down. She stands up next to you, and you ask her about Finis, and she says, I don't know anything. I know that Finis was a friend of hers. I asked her. She said it wasn't like that. It wasn't the same as us. that it was just a friend from Silvery Moon. Is that Finnis? Who? I'm very confused. Who is the person who I saw in town 2 nights ago?
We don't know yet.
We don't know, but she's dangerous. I can tell you that.
We are convinced that it's not Duvessa.
Was Duvessa a fighter?
She looks down at the
Was she
body.
strong? Like
She looks
very-
at the hand at the body, and she looks up at you, and she says, "Was that the person who did this? Whoever that imposter is? That the imposter do this?"
That is our theory.
Must have been.
But she's very strong. Tell her what you saw of her on her horse.
Yes, I sensed that whoever that is, whoever took her identity, is very, very strong, stronger than me. I think we should all stay away from her for the time being.
She takes a step around you, and she looks over at you, and she says, "That's because you're a coward. Fuck that. That bitch is dead." That's where we're ending.
Ooh. That's nice.
Ooh.
That could be dangerous. That could be bad.
All right. Hey, with that,
Period's
we're gonna
probably
pick
coming
up
up
next. We're gonna pick up next week after that, and we're gonna see what happened. Anything else before we head out for the evening? All right. Well, we're gonna end it here. We'll pick up next week and see what's gonna happen with this scenario. All right, everyone, have a great night. We'll see you next week. All right.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.